Hello and welcome to episode 7 of the Late Night Serial Podcast. The podcast all about, well, retro gaming, nostalgia, and serial, basically. Now, before we get into the serial, did you watch, this is something we've got to talk about.
Okay.
Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, what do you think? I mean, I guess you watched it.
I did actually watch it. No, I didn't watch it because
this is going to be a joke.
Oh no, I did actually watch it, and
Wow.
I didn't watch it. I flicked through it
Because
it didn't start till like 4 a.m. or something crazy.
It was on Netflix, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's the only reason why I actually gave it a go. Because I've got Netflix, I might as well give it a go.
I heard it was really bad on Netflix, though.
It was just disappointing. And apparently, there's a video game. I literally only saw it the other day. There's a bit where Tyson does a punch at him, but it's like a movie punch where he purposely misses and they slowed it down. So he goes to do a big one and he goes like that. And it's.
Did you were you able to watch it properly then? Because a lot of people were complaining about buffering.
Well, no, I watched it after it aired. When it's on Netflix, Netflix is perfect.
Yeah.
But apparently, buffering issue was crazy, but it did crazy. So in the future, I can see Netflix doing more live stuff.
Well, they're already doing the WWE. They've got that, haven't they? Coming next year. That's going to be live on there, yeah. So, I mean, this is good practice for them, I guess. And I think in America they've done other stuff. Maybe NFL. I might be.
I would probably watch some of it because it's already on Netflix and I've got it. I probably would give it a go.
Yeah.
So,
isn't it weird though? Because we've all transitioned from normal telly, live TV, and now we're going to on the streaming services. They've got live events, like live TV again.
It's literally we're back to TV, just watching it.
Yeah, well, I suppose it's the only thing that kind of you would tune into. Like people probably obviously still watch live TV for football and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So it's the same kind of principle.
But I think people do it out of habit now because they've always done it through TV. Like I'm too lazy. I feel like I'd want to watch stuff when it's available online. The only thing we do definitely watch on TV, but even then we don't watch it on the day. We watch it like a day after. Me and Daddy, we watch Great British Bake Off, but we never watch it on the day. We always end up watching the next day because it's on Channel 4, I think it is.
Yeah.
So we have to fast forward with the adverts. We can do that.
I've never watched it either, but I've never watched it myself, but I know it's massive on Netflix as well. And for people overseas, people love the Bake Off. It's a huge success, isn't it?
Well, they even mention it in the latest Deadpool movie.
Oh, did they? I didn't remember.
Wow, really?
Yeah,
I didn't think it was that big, but yes. We kind of enjoy it. It's our reality TV show.
But there was me just starting with a joke about Jake Paul. I didn't watch it. I just saw all the uproar afterwards.
I did. I gave it a watch, and it was terrible. But it was boring. It wasn't bad. It was just boring.
It kind of went into our world with I suppose YouTube is very close to Twitch. So obviously we're on YouTube now.
Yeah.
It's so we've got a YouTuber versus an older big boxer. So it was kind of big news, wasn't it? I guess. And being on Netflix was way more accessible for people. And you see, every time I went into Netflix, it was always there at the top. This coming soon. Even though I've got no interest really, but obviously they did that for everybody, no matter what you were into. Anyway, my cereal today.
Oh, yes.
I have got some Choco Hoops now. I want to take this time because I'm going to put munch on these. So some controversy around cereal, my friend. Where last time on the cereal we had several people writing in, stating that you'd already dropped the ball, that you didn't have cereal on the last stream, on the last podcast. So I'll let you introduce what your cereal is, and also I want you to give a heartfelt apology while I munch.
Well, I have to build a big sigh for that one first. But I've first showed the cereal, which actually is the first time I've opened them, and they're massive. What do you think these are?
Cheerios?
No, they're Kellogg's Fruit Loops.
All right. Are they from over here, or are they
they're from. Where did we get this from? I can't. Sainsbury's, I think. Yeah, I didn't know we did them.
That was new, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, I want to get them.
Apparently, get 12 bowls out of this. Yeah, right. I would.
So this is the first time now. First time having them. Oh, God, I want to get your. Also, go on. Can you apologise to the thousands of viewers out there who were disappointed that you didn't have cereal last time? You just showed a box.
Yeah, but it was the pressure. The pressure of having a different cereal every podcast. That's like 2 weeks worth. It takes,
Nobody
trying to
said
find new
no.
ones.
There's no rules. We've never said make sure you have a different cereal next time because
Well,
there'll be murder.
yeah, but
No,
we go into like Sainsbury's, Tesco's. I'm with Danielle. I'm like, there's nothing new. It's all the same stuff. We need some new cereal. I can't find anything, and every time I go in there, I just stress out trying to find some new
well, why
cereal
don't you
to
try
eat.
and get like a new cereal every 5 podcasts or every 3 or something like that,
Yeah.
rather than just like every. I'm not doing every one. I'm probably gonna have chocolate hoops next time.
But have you had different ones every single episode?
Yeah, but that's beside the
There
point.
you go. See.
It's just
See
meant
the
out that way.
pressure. The pressure. It kind of like that's fine that you haven't, but I have some different
Listen,
cereal
I'm a
recipes.
simple man, and I just like cereal. You see, so I just naturally go through
Different ones every 2 weeks.
it. Mm-hmm.
Mm. Oh,
Why buy
I'm
lots of little
really
packs?
organised. I ain't got my spoon, but I have to. Yeah, okay. You're gonna be something else. Gonna rip me on now. I've got
Wait a
another
minute.
excuse.
Wait a minute. How are you going to eat this without a spoon?
Well, they've not got no milk in either because we're running low on milk, and I didn't have enough milk. I forgot to get some on the way home.
F's in chat, please. F's in the comments. F's
But
in
look,
comments.
see, I can try them still. See,
Disappointed. I'm disappointed.
I know.
You're eating like a bird with it, unbelievable.
I'll pick it at it.
Pecking at it. Unbelievable. How do they?
They don't
How do
really.
you dry fruity pebbles taste like then?
No, it's not. It's Fruit Loops. See,
Oh, fruit pebbles. That's like
they
Fruit Loops. That's them.
not much. Not very. I
You
don't
say
know.
fruity?
No, not really. Well, I don't know. Is it? Is it actually? I say fruit, but it's spelled FROOT.
That's how they get around not having fruit in them, like proper fruit. Although,
Yeah.
because they're made over here, I guess, because they probably don't import them, do they? They probably make
Yeah,
them
it
over here.
says. Yeah, it's got a load of UK stuff on the bottom
Yeah.
of it.
So they're probably let's say a
Ah,
little bit better than the American counterparts, maybe.
it actually says on the back of it, mixed cereal fruit flavored hoops.
Fruit flavored.
I'm trying to look and see what actual fruit. But it's funny that because it doesn't actually mention what fruit's in it.
I think it's similar to like my Choco Hoops. My Choco Hoops, like
Yeah.
sounds like a diary. My Choco Hoops.
What?
I think if they put the word Choco in, it doesn't have to have chocolate because I don't think Choco counts as chocolate. I'm sure that's right.
Really?
That
I
sounds
didn't
like
know
a
that.
conspiracy theory, but I'm pretty sure
Wow,
that's
that's
right.
pretty true now.
That's the way they do it. But you're saying fruit flavor doesn't mean it's like actual
Yeah,
fruit.
fruit flavor. And I don't know what fruit's meant to taste like because it does. They just seem like normal. Like the standard hoop ones where they're just wheat. They're like wheaty,
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, what
That's
flavour
it,
are they?
really.
The Cheerios, when they're just like that. What flavour are they? You
Yeah,
describe them. Or
just
wheat.
they're just wheat. But then you think Weetabix, and it's very different.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just like a wheat field. These are meant to be. Apparently, it's meant to be carrot and cherry.
Carrot.
That's random. That's not a
Carrot.
fruit. That's a vegetable. But it literally says on the back of it. It says, fruit and vegetable contents, carrot and cherry.
I suppose a lot of stuff got vegetable extracts in it, so that could count as the vegetable.
I probably showed it a vegetable. And see, this is what you're going to become. And then that's it. Really. Yeah.
That sounds good. I mean, I do want to try them. I want to try them now that they exist, and but I'm not gonna get them just for the next podcast. I'm just going to get into that. There's a certain cereal we need to talk about later on and see if you're going to get into it next month or even earlier. Well, we'll see. We'll see if it comes into play. Right.
Oh, and you've got something else being called out on
go
before we start as well.
Oh, well, what else?
You said, and I heard today on the podcast, I'm just putting them down.
On the podcast?
You said...
on the stream?
On the stream today, which could be any day when this is filmed. Is basically, you said, you're going to make me eat a mince pie before on the podcast before the first.
Is that a mince pie?
One thing I did pick up.
Yes. Oh my god, what are they? They look amazing.
Oh, these are the co-op irresistible ones.
Oh,
I don't know if you had these ones.
I like that kind of letter star across it.
Yeah, and it says luxury mince pies.
How much
filled with rich spiced fruit and brandy Mincemeat.
Ooh,
I
I
just
don't
think
like
it's
when
mincemeat.
alcohol in it, but like sometimes it's like it's destroyed to death.
Oh
It
well,
doesn't really
yeah.
taste fruity, well, alcoholish. Yeah, how
I've
much
no
are these? These
idea.
quite pricey. They look
I
about a
got
£3 pack. Them.
Yeah, they were the only. Well, because we've only got a little shop where we are, you don't get much of a choice. It's either that or
No.
nothing.
Yeah.
So, but I'll just try. Let's have a look
Your
at them
first mince
first
pie,
before we start.
guys.
Yeah, but
This is pre-December. If you didn't know, anyone tuning into
yeah.
this podcast,
Oh,
Plunger here has been very adamant in saying that he will not have a mince pie pre-December 1st.
mm,
Now, if you're just listening to this podcast, he's just opened up a luxury box of mince pies that he's bought from the co-op, and he's showing it off to
yeah.
people watching the stream. And it looks very nice. And he's about to. Have you talked about the silver? Oh, wait. You haven't talked
Oh
about the silver cup.
no, I
Looks
haven't.
like you want to chomp into
Yeah,
that.
like, just show me to a thing. Yeah,
Sparks would fly.
it's very well done. Yeah, there you go. Look,
Oh, it's
all
nice. Look at
nice
that.
size, nice one.
Smooth.
Yeah.
Let us know how deep filled it is.
Okay. Oh wait, it's not the 1st of December yet. I knew I was missing something.
Eat that mince pie right now.
I wonder how you can react to that. Well, no, but it's not.
Go on. Are you
Are you
going to do it or
serious,
not?
aren't you? I didn't think. I think just laugh it off and move on. Oh, you
Oh,
actually got
seriously? Oh, no,
serious.
I didn't know you were joking either. I thought you were
I was
going to
gonna.
eat it.
That was the whole thing. They are. I am. I was gonna save these till the 1st
But you've
because
opened
these
them,
don't
though?
expire till January,
Yeah,
apparently.
but you've opened them. That's the thing.
Yeah,
You've
but they're
opened them.
not. Well, it's not much of a
This
seal, is it? It's not like a
is.
pop figure where once you take it out the seal, you can't put it back.
It's still classed as a seal. And once you break the seal, it'll be rude not to. Let's be honest.
It doesn't contain seal though. It doesn't say it.
It's got a kiss from a rose. That'll do.
Yeah, I forgot.
That's a seal joke.
Yeah. Oh, is that the? Oh, we better move on because it's going on.
All right then. Well, we'll see. Well, stick with us through the podcast to see if
Yeah, it might any
takes
time.
a bite. He might get all Christmassy, and his heart might
Yeah.
grow twice the
Ooh.
size. And
I'll
instead of
leave.
going to
Look,
the
the
hospital,
packet is
he'll have
open.
a mince pie. Yeah,
Packet's
I can
open. They
smell it. I
stand
can smell
right
it
in
through
front
I
of
can
me.
smell
They
it.
do look nice. They look very nice.
I'm diving. Have a little bite. Just let us know what your first bite of the season.
I know what I could do. I could just leave that. There. Right there. So it's in shot.
You know what someone's going to do? Someone's who's watching the YouTube video after it's been put out. It's just going to skip ahead and see if the mince pie is used. So what we should do,
there's a picture when it's not on the sofa anymore.
so what we'll do,
Go back
right?
slowly.
If you eat one, quickly get another one ready to place in its place.
Yeah.
Right? So you can't be doing that because that's what we're going to do.
There you go. That was ready.
Get ready. Get that one ready. Right.
Sorry.
We haven't been on for the last. Well, we supposed to be on last week, but I was ill, so we've had a lot of the backlog. But you've definitely got a lot to talk about. What couple of games have you been playing in the last couple of weeks?
Well,
me
and Danny. Sorry.
Since Halloween, isn't it?
Oh, blimey! Yeah. Oh, no, we spoke about Halloween games, didn't we? Yeah, because we spoke
No,
about
we talked
Castlevania.
on Halloween, but we've been about like since then, after then, I suppose. So it was like the podcast went out on Halloween last time, so it's since then.
Oh,
so I guess it's November, isn't it? Last 20 days.
Well, okay, so because we've gone back to our normal games now, because I have got to go back to Project 03 at some point. Yeah. It went on longer than expected, and I was off for a few days as well, which the problem was, I feel that October shot by.
Yeah, me too.
I was like, I blinked, and that's the end of October. I honestly, I really I feel like I only missed a few days, but I felt like I missed weeks.
Yeah.
And I didn't have enough time because normally, like last year, I managed to finish 3 games. I finished Project 02. Oh no, what did I do? What did I play?
Castlevania.
Was it Castlevania? Well, I can't remember last. I finished 3 games last year, and they're all like the horror-based games. And then this year, I beat Castlevania: The Adventure on Game Boy. Absolutely loved it. I think you'll get frustrated with it, but I think you'll really like it. Because you'll like the challenge of it.
I think it's going to be the next one I play, to be honest, next Castlevania.
Yeah, honestly, I think you should.
Yeah, we're going to go back and play the Game Boy versions.
But the problem is you got with it, though, I think I briefly before, was that when you die, you've got to do that whole level leading back to Dracula again, which, you get experience for that. So there's that bit, but you do, the drive wants you to keep going back, and you do want to do it. So there's that one finished. We did Castlevania 64. I don't know why we ended up having 2 Castlevanias. It was just happened to be that Danny wanted to try that one out, and and we stuck with it. And then obviously the third one would have been Project 03. I'm
Mm.
about actually I've no idea how far I am in the game because I've not looked ahead at any videos or anything like that. Really enjoying it. Really good story, and it's slow. It's one of them games where the story, like first of all, you don't have a clue what's going on with certain parts, and the more you read a little the notes and the letters, and you speak to people and all this lot, you go back, and then you find out what happened in the past, and you find out what's actually going on. So your story is progressing. It's not like
Mm.
they've got your brother and you're trying to get him back. You're trying to find out what's going on, why they want your brother, why
Yeah.
they want to do this. And basically, in this one, unlike the other ones, just quickly on Project 03, is in the other games, you are at the village, you're at the house, and you're there in real time. In this one, it actually, best way to describe it is like Friday the 13th. No, it's not. This is like Nightmare on Elm Street,
Oh, nice.
where you go to bed and you're in the house.
Oh, wow.
So, but the things you come across in your dream, it's happening. Like you take a picture of somebody there, and you get it developed in the real world when you wake up.
Mm.
You don't know it's been done, or there's a thing where you keep getting like hurt by this woman, and it's slowly building up this tattoo on your back. You can't see it, but you feel it's there, and every
Whoa.
time you wake up, it's getting more and more over your body. It's almost like it's infecting your body, and you're becoming the next big sacrifice, but you don't really know what's going to happen yet. So every time you do that, so every time you go to sleep, and when you wake up, you go over to your camera and then you save there, or you save in the dream. But you go back to the real world when you wake up. But little things are starting to creep over into the real world from the dream. So it's quite a
I'm
it's quite an
surprised this isn't as well known to me because, like, I would have thought it'd be like a movie or something based on this, or an anime or something. Unless
I
there is.
think there's a Japanese movie, but it was terrible. Apparently, I've not seen it, but apparently it's not very good.
Ah, okay.
It
That's
kind of
such a good
got like
idea.
a bit of a budget one, but it's a
It
great idea on
it
all of them.
reminds. Well, it sounds like I've never played Silent Hill, but it
Yeah,
kind of reminds me of that. Like I haven't seen the film. I've seen the two of the Silent Hill films. They kind of feel a bit like that by getting lost in another kind of world or dimension kind of thing.
yeah, and it's quite heavily on that with um, well, also like where you're reliving that dream, going back, finding out what's going on. And as I said, like the Nightmare on Elm Street sort of style to it,
Mm.
um, and and also they bridge a little bit between the other two games
Mm.
that they're mentioned in it. So if you haven't played it, if you haven't played the other two, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You just go, oh,
It's just
okay,
something a little extra if you played it before. I
yeah.
like that.
Because
Yeah.
it's talking about myths and legends and that sort of thing, and their myths and legends are what they refer to
Mm.
from in number two
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
So it works either way, really, because you just think, "Oh, it's an
Yeah,
interesting story," and then
you
you
just go,
realise,
oh,
"Oh,
that's
actually,
cool,
yeah,
or you just like, oh, okay, you don't really know what about it. You just think it's just like them
yeah."
talking about myths and
Was it
legends.
quite like scary to play on stream? Did you like? I know like
No,
everyone's got jumps and things.
it makes me jump all the time because the thing is with it, like the other games, you don't know when a ghost is going to come out. It
Hmm.
doesn't like go boo and make you jump that way. It's kind of like when something creeps into shot,
I like that.
or you see it like walking down the hallway in front of you out of
Yeah.
nowhere. But it's not like it's not like uh, Five Nights at Freddy's where it's that scream and it's a
Jump scare.
loud thing.
They're just jump scares, aren't
Just
they? And
jump
they are
scares like
freaky,
that.
and that works. But
Oh
it's
yeah,
more of a kind of a like a sense of dread.
it
Something's
is.
about to come, or a creeping sense of
Yeah,
dread. Yeah, they seem to
and
do
when
that
you
really well.
and the thing I love about it, even when you get not lost, but like if you're walking around the same part you've been before, you think, well, that's all right. I've taken out the ghosts in the area. No, they can randomly come back again.
Oh wow.
But it's not like every time, every second or third time. It could be completely random. So where you're getting a bit lost, you're trying so hard to think, right, where I've got to go now? Right, I picked up this key and I've got to go here and do this. And then you forget yourself because you're too busy focusing where to go because it's so quiet throughout the game. Like there's no background music, but there is loads of creepy sounds going on in the
Mm,
background, just enough like a hum and stuff like that. That when things do kick in, it does get you. And
yeah.
then when you get people like Chris do, I did it out loud when it's all
I
been
know.
quiet for about an hour and no
Oh,
one said anything with a sound alert.
yeah.
It gets you.
That's what if they can do it, they'll do it. We'll all do it. You know, it's
Yeah, yeah.
it's
Well,
the
yeah.
rule.
You wait for that really quiet
Yeah.
moment, and
It's
then
like
yeah,
you have the
go.
really quiet moment, and it's really or something really sad happening, like someone's dying. I remember
Yeah.
there's a character I was playing Resident Evil, and one of the characters had died, and
Oh,
it was
yes.
what if Saturday and Chris just hit at pizza time. Always
Oh, yeah.
redeem and it just went pizza time, and it looked like the guy who was dying just went pizza time, and I was like, yeah, well that
His
moment's
last
ruined.
words.
But it was memorable. I remember it. But that sounds great. So you said you haven't been back to it
No,
since
because the
Halloween.
problem is because it's November. I want to go back to my normal games again.
Yeah, this is the problem. I
But
was
I've got
thinking
to
about
try and.
this.
That's the problem. I need to. I want to squeeze it in still,
Yeah,
but I don't know.
I feel
It's
like
really
when you go
difficult.
to October, like I think it's probably because you maybe just finished a little more games last year because you've grown as a streamer, as we all have, and you just got like more people chatting and you're chatting about more things. You're more comfortable in your own skin,
Yeah, I did
and
have it where like pausing for ages, and then I'm
exactly.
like chatting, and then in-game timer stays on when you're paused. So
Oh,
it says I've done about 12 hours. I've probably done about 3 hours of
yeah,
gameplay and
free,
all that,
amazing.
maybe.
That's good.
And then yeah, and the other one was and then yeah, I think what was that one? Yeah, the only other one we did as well. We completed Metroid Prime as well. We
Oh,
started that
nice.
back
Yeah,
in
I really want to play
November.
that again. I'm dying to play that.
Really good.
You played the original, didn't you? So the actual original, because I
Yeah,
want to
played.
get hold of the Switch one at some point. I want to see how much it
Yes,
is actually, because it's got
gorgeous.
Black Friday deals at the moment. So we'll see.
Yeah.
You can get down to a tenner. I'll be like all over it. You know?
Oh yeah, even I will pick it up again at that price just to
Yeah.
have another version of
I
it.
don't know if
But
it would, but I feel like it would go cheap at some point because it's going to get forgotten about. But you never know.
yeah,
You never know. But
or it becomes rare and it ends up
yeah.
being more money.
Oh
But
god.
yeah. But
Um,
they're the two main ones really. So
was
yeah,
it the first time you completed Metro Prime?
yeah, never done it. We both started it. We've got quite far into it. Got a bit lost. Put it down for like a couple of weeks for some reason or another, and then totally forgot what we were meant to be doing. And it's not very clear, and you can't really follow a
Mm,
video guide because you can do things in different orders. So you can't necessarily go, oh,
yeah.
okay, I'll just go up to hour 12, and then be like, right, I know I've got to go over here and do this. You don't know. You can do it in any order, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, that's good.
So, but
That's good.
yeah, so he and that got us to
Yeah.
focus and actually play it both on stream because
I worry about going back
we
to
both
old
had
games like
issues.
that. Yeah, because I'm going back to like
That's it.
Ori and the Blind Forest, and I'm like, I have no idea where
Oh
I am.
yeah,
Like, I have no idea.
it's daunting, isn't it? You just go,
Yeah,
oh, what am I doing? And it kind of
yeah,
puts you off playing it, even though you've loved
exactly.
it
And
and
the
you know
longer
how many hours
you
you put
take
in.
away from it, the more you know it's going to be worse for you when you come back. And I'm trying to like
Yeah,
off stream do the odd game to try and catch up. And I know I'm going to get back to that.
yeah,
And I'm like, I love it so much. I want to play Will the Wisp after that. And then it's like, I feel like at some point I'm probably going to have to start again. I don't want to do that. But
yeah.
yeah,
Do you know how many times I've
it,
sacrificed?
it's good to go through it. To talk about mine, I quickly just mention. I played through, or I played a lot of
Yes.
Clock Tower Rewind. I say a lot of. I
Oh
played a bunch
yeah,
of it.
I want to speak to you about that. Yeah,
So
yeah,
on the
yeah.
last podcast, I think I
That.
was dead excited about it because it was like a
Mm,
new, like it was the first time this is going to be, released in the West, and
yeah,
it's, all I thought it. Here's the thing, I was not impressed by what they put out. Like,
yeah, and I
I
know
had
why on
a
bits.
lot of issues with it. But I think if maybe I wasn't a target audience, but I don't know who would be. Is the thing because I've already played it before. Played it on
Yeah,
a fan edit of it,
yeah.
transcribed version, and I loved it. Played it like a couple of years in a row, and then when this new version was announced, and they said there's gonna have like cutscenes in it and new
Mm,
dialogue and all this, and I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be great. They're gonna have like just revamp this whole version and
yeah,
have the old version because the old version is gonna be on there as well. So you're gonna have the old version, the standard version, which I'm used to, brilliant, and this new rewind one, which you can actually rewind like the action.
yeah.
And I thought that's brilliant, like a legit way to own this game, fantastic. And it came out, and it was actually quite like a cheap. I think it was like I think it was on the day. It was like
Yeah, you got it on a
12 quid.
great offer, didn't you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was a daily off. It was like when it first came out on Steam, they normally all around they always give you like a 10% discount or whatever. So it was
yeah,
actually cheaper than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like 20 odd quid.
yeah. I think even
Um,
24.99 usually what they go
yeah,
for. That
something
sort
like
of thing.
that. And so to be honest, alarm bell should have rang then, I guess,
Yeah,
because uh, when choosing the rewind version, I thought there was an intro to the game, and
Hmm.
there wasn't. I think there's maybe an intro when you first put the game on or something, maybe, or something I'm missing. But then I went through the intro as expected, actually, as the normal game. This is what I played the rewind version because I wanted to see what they changed or
Yeah.
added or whatever. And once you get into the house, um, it it unlocks an intro sequence. And I was like, what? So
Right.
so right at the start, I was like, have I done something wrong here? Have I skipped an intro sequence? Because I was very. Uh, so if anyone doesn't know this, what we're talking about this game called Clock Tower. This was released on the Super Famicom, and I think it was 95, something like that. And it's a point and click horror game. So we didn't get a version of this, but it's quite notable because Jennifer Connelly's likeness is basically her because it's
Yeah.
inspired by Phenomena. I can never say that name, but that movie and Suspiria, both of those movies, that kind of thing, and it's brilliant. It's a very scary game, so I was very happy to get a legit version, which is a revamped version as well, and but both versions one game. That's just to get you up to speed. But as I'm playing this, I right from the off, I was confused of what was actually going on with the structure of what they've done with it, and so after about 3 starts, I thought, well, we'll just play it and see what happens.
Yeah.
And there are certain moments in the game that like an achievement or something pops up that right on when you're doing something of note, you're getting chased by a guy called Scissorman,
Yeah.
and so he'll come in, and then suddenly you're all stressed out, but then this pop up appears, and you're like, "What? What's this? Get rid of it!" And it's just completely throws you out.
Yeah.
Absolutely throws you out. It's ridiculous. Now I noticed before actually before we started the podcast that I'm on Steam. It's due an update. I do not know what this update is, so maybe it
Oh,
fixes some of
okay.
these issues I'm saying right
Yeah.
now. So yeah, take this with a pinch of salt for that reason. But that was what. First of all, I thought that was a bug or something I'd done wrong. But then it kept happening in certain other areas. Oh, you've done this, but I was like, this is terrible. I don't like the way you've done this. It's just totally interrupting. It's almost like
It's a horror game. You don't wanna play something and then
exactly.
you go Resident Evil. You picked ammunition up,
Exactly. I don't mind it really. I'm not that bad for like when you get the little Steam notifications or something in the bottom that goes bing.
Oh, so
I'm
it
not.
wasn't one of those then?
No, it covers the whole screen.
Oh, what?
It
Really?
covers the whole screen, and it doesn't
I
even
didn't know
pause it.
that.
You're still walking around, and you're like, oh my god, yeah. So I'm not bothered with the
Mm.
notification at the bottom. Really, that doesn't really. I mean, you can turn those off, but I didn't
Yeah.
see an option for the turning this off. Maybe you can, but
Mm.
it was just popped up right, and then other parts would you'd unlock the next sequence, and it's like, what? I can't see these sequences though. I've got to go out of the game to go and see these sequences that they've added to the game, which are kind of like comic book, fully like voiced over sequences, like in between the
Oh,
game of moments that
not
happen in the
anime
game.
cutscenes, not
Kind
animated.
of like animated cutscenes, kind of like that. Yeah, kind of like that. They look pretty good to be honest, and they sound
Yeah.
really good. And
Oh,
right at the start, there's like a new song, but it just feels like it's so disconnected from the actual game. Do you know what
it
I mean?
sounds like that sounds super lazy because end of the day they can output that ROM or the way they've got the game, and then they can add content afterwards.
Yeah,
I don't know. Obviously, I'm not a programmer, but surely if you're playing a bit of a game, you walk into the room with all the other girls at the beginning bit because I've seen that in
yeah,
the trailer. And as soon as you walk into that room, why can't it then cut into that anime cutscene
exactly.
and then go back
Yeah.
to the game again?
Because when you start the game, there's a pretty famous kind of opening cutscene where you get like snapshots of the girls and the teacher talking to each other, and then he goes
Yeah,
into the school. I
yeah.
thought that would be a whole new cutscene.
Yeah, just to kind of get you
Yeah.
into it for
So
that
right from the
cutscene.
off, I
Yeah.
was like, I'm not understanding why they haven't put the cutscenes in there in between because they're already like editing the game by putting things overlaying when you're hitting an achievement or whatever it
Yeah.
is. And you've also got this rewind feature, which took me a while to work out, but you can rewind the action for a very short time. Like it's
Right.
almost like it was when you're getting chased by Scissorman, you're cornered, and you go, "Oh, I'll just rewind the action." There's no point because he's going to kill you. It's like you chase. You've got to try. You may as well load up a previous save.
Oh, you
It's
can't go back enough before you've seen him
not for me.
or anything
No,
like that?
no, no. It's very short, and it felt for me for the hours
Pointless.
I played on it, it felt a bit pointless.
Yeah.
It felt really pointless, and I was thinking, if you were new to this game, are people using this backtracking reverse thing
Yeah.
to be able to fight Scissorman properly? Because you think, oh, maybe I'm supposed to fight him properly, but you can't. All you can do is
Yeah.
defend yourself
Yeah.
once, and then you die, and you just gives you a
Or
chance to
do a
kind of run away.
timing. like pull a
Yeah,
lever to do
or
something,
something. But you
something like
can't.
that.
There's
You
not much you can do if you are cornered by him. You may as well just load up a previous save. So that kind of annoyed me, and it just made me think. Like I was going back and forth between the rewind game and the original game, then thinking, have I just picked the wrong game? Because
So,
what's the?
yeah.
I don't really understand the difference between them, apart from one of them's got the rewind feature and this achievement thing, and you unlock these visuals along the way that you can't look at,
I
which
still
is
think it's quite badly named because I thought the rewind bit meant that's the original, and
hmm.
then you play the enhanced version, which would be the normal
Oh,
game
enhanced would have been great, wouldn't it? But it's
or
not
something like that.
enhanced. It's
You
not. It's
know,
like I
if it,
don't. Maybe it's just my expectations because I suppose I didn't watch a lot of the stuff. I mean, when it was first announced and they were all talking
yeah.
about it, it felt like they were going to do something quite interesting with it.
Well, they
And
didn't really show much. They literally showed the
no,
beginning trailer and kept teasing that and a little
yeah,
bit of the game, and
exactly.
that
They
was
showed,
it.
and I was quite excited for it. And I mean, I think it's really aimed at people who've heard of it and go, "Oh, "I wish I could play that, but I can't."
Yeah,
And then I don't think they'll be disappointed because you can play the original game in this. It's
yeah,
just for those of us who have played it before. I mean, again,
yeah,
it's like it's great to have a legit version of it, and that's why I'm keeping it.
yeah,
And I think it's
yeah.
good. I didn't want to get a physical version. I'm glad I didn't go for that and not for the
Oh, God,
limited
imagine
run.
you went for the limited
No,
run and spent like eighty
it's too money.
pound
Yeah.
on a box set, and then you're like, and that would literally sit on your shelf and probably won't get played
Exactly,
again. And you're like,
exactly. I mean,
eh,
it's a brilliant game. I still love it. It's just I
yeah.
was a bit let down by what was on offer for like a new version of it, I guess. But I should have just lowered my expectations, I guess.
Well,
But I
to
don't know
be
if they.
honest, from what I heard you say in bits and pieces beforehand, it has put me off from getting it because I was all up for getting it same time you was, and then
Yeah,
after I heard it being quite not negative, but like not disappointing with it.
but you can
I
still
was
play
trying to think,
the
I'll just
original version.
play.
You're still a
Yeah,
lot cheaper than buying the cart version. Which is like if you think
yeah,
about it, it's fan
true.
made. The cart version's going for quite a bit of money still,
They
probably.
are, yeah, they are on Etsy. I seen a
Yeah.
couple, and they were like £40 for a
And
repo.
I would just keep an eye on it
Uh,
on Steam or something or wherever.
yeah,
I don't even know if it's on Switch. It probably is on Switch, but I'll
he's
keep an
on
eye on it
Switch.
and
It's
go.
about 20 quid, I think.
There you go. And when, yeah, I'll get Switch tax when
Yeah,
it goes a bit cheaper on Steam. Definitely pick it up just to have
okay.
because it's just
Yeah,
I
I've
do
not actually
recommend it.
played it. I've not actually
Yeah,
played it.
because
I've
you've not played it. I think
no.
you would get something out of it, and you could just play the original version. I would
Yeah,
not touch the
yeah,
other version. I just wouldn't touch it. There's no point.
no.
Yeah, so I just don't think I'll be back for that
Ah,
reason. But if I go back to it, I'm going to go back and play the original version. That's fine because I'll probably do that again next Halloween and just do it that way.
yeah, well, at least you'll have a nice, yeah, official version you could play each time,
Yeah,
can't you? Just treat
yeah,
it like the original, but
yeah. It's fine. It's just that my expectations were a bit too high, and I think someone new coming to it will probably just love it, because they
they'll
never
be
got
just
a chance
fine
to
with
play
how
it.
it is.
Totally
Yeah,
fine. It's just I
yeah.
expected a little bit more. Apart from that, though, I want to just briefly chat about Castlevania 3, which I beat.
Yes.
So
Yes,
it's
yeah.
weird because like it's what you were saying about Halloween games. It's like I started that in Halloween and it went over, and you always feel weird going over into November with a Halloween game because it's like, oh
Yeah.
god. But
Feels
like
a bit weird, doesn't it?
I was really enjoying it, and it was like one of those games that you just want to keep getting through. You got a password, you got to start again. It's just from
Yeah.
that level, I don't mind. There's loads. So I'm playing the Famicom version, which has got notable differences apparently. So the character I've talked about this but in the past, but the character that I was mainly going was Grant, is it?
Yeah.
And he can
Yeah.
throw daggers. Have you played
Yeah.
Castlevania 3? Or
I've
you
not
just know it?
I know about it, but I've never
Yeah.
played it myself. No, not yet.
So as
No.
soon as I got him, it was like, why would I pick anybody else? He can climb walls.
Really?
He
I
can
seen where
move.
you cling on to the bottom and the
Yeah.
sides
Oh,
and
I
stuff
love
like
all
that.
that stuff. I'm obsessed with anything like that and hook shots and things like that in games. Where
Yeah,
anyone can
yeah,
climb walls and hook shots, I'm obsessed with. So as soon as you can do that, even though it was a bit fiddly, loads of time I just fall off a wall for no reason. I'm like, it's probably me being an idiot, but like that just happened a lot. But
uh,
also, unlike Trevor, who's like the main character, Trevor Belmont, when you
yeah.
jump, you can like move when you jump, so you can angle your jump a bit better. Where you've got to commit to a jump when you Trevor,
Oh,
which is
really?
so
Oh,
annoying.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Because once you start
Yeah.
jumping, even if you don't want to do it, that's it. Tough.
Same
You're
as the other
going.
first Castlevania, isn't it? So yeah, I get it. And I was like,
Yeah.
I was just
Ah,
as soon as I went Grant, I was like, why would I go back? Do you know what I mean? But I suppose Trevor's got a more powerful whip, I guess, is that.
yeah.
But Grant can
Yeah.
in the Famicom version, everyone listens to this knows Castlevania 3, and they might not know the differences. So the Famicom version, you can throw your daggers, where in the American version or the Western version, he just like stabs and doesn't throw a dagger. So it's all about a close combat. So that's
That
a
sounds like more of a
very
hard
different.
mode, isn't it? To me,
Exactly. But I really enjoyed it. I was solid. There was parts in it which were just like destroyed me. But it's that I haven't played a game like that for ages where
yeah.
it's all about like restarting and learning it and learning where all the enemies are. And it's that's that thing again when you start a new game, you just feel like crap and you feel like everyone watching you thinks you're rubbish and all that stuff. And you have to start again and all that. But it's the whole thing. You've just got to keep
Yeah.
going and get through it and learn it, and then you can feel really satisfied.
I'll say one word: stairs.
Oh, I hate the
I heard
stairs.
about that.
All I did was fall through stairs constantly. They were the worst. I think out of like the 400, less than 400, but it was about 400 deaths I had in that game.
Yeah,
I died more from the stairs, more so than in number one for some reason. Because if you go to stairs, you can't just
yeah.
jump on them. Like this
No,
same with
no. Yeah, you
Castlevania
got to
one,
do
and
the angle up
you
to
got to
it,
press
don't you?
up, and then it'll
Yeah,
walk up
yeah.
the stairs, or you press down. And most of the time, I'm like, I don't know if I forget it or I just miss hit the D-pad or something like that, and I just like fall right through the stairs. Whereas if you press forward through the stairs, you'll just walk off. So annoying. But I just maybe I don't know what if they intentionally did that. They reckon they just couldn't program in that you could jump on the stairs. That's
I
probably what it
reckon
is.
early days they couldn't do it so it because like nowadays it's weird when you can't just jump to a ladder as
Yeah.
well. Things like
Oh
that.
yeah. I
That's
always
always
loved
I
that in an
find
old
that
game.
weird.
Oh, it's like one. I always give it like a tick a box moment when I see that on an old game. You can jump on a
Yeah,
ladder halfway. Oh, it's brilliant. But
yeah.
jumping on stairs is something I never really thought. Like, I mean, I have an issue. I think it's only Castlevania. There's probably other games like that. You can you fall through the stairs if you don't do it like that. But I can't think of any. Can you think of any? If anyone else
Oh,
can, put it in the comments.
yeah, yeah. Because all I know, and the other thing I don't like is when you're on stairs, you're committed to them. I don't know about. I'm assuming it's the same on that one. Where if you want to get off the stairs quick because you're about to get hit by a projectile or whatever,
Oh,
you can't jump.
you
You're
can't.
stuck on the stairs.
You
You've
got to
got to try and
walk up and
you walk
down
up and
really
put them all
slowly.
down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
you're
so annoying.
like
But
in real life,
it
you know.
makes you have strategy. There's a section
Yeah,
near the end where you've got to go up there's a whole road of stairs where there's the enemies on each side. And it's horrible. At first, you go, how the hell am I going to do it? Like 7 million hours later on, you know exactly where to jump, where to shoot,
right.
and all that. As soon as you get that brain on, you feel really good, and you're like, "Oh, this is actually really good," And you start getting
Yeah,
that little, not speedrunner thing, but just kind of like I don't know. There's a thing about retro games like that where you
yeah.
just
I know
get
what
this
you mean.
just
It,
this passion for it, and I don't know what it is. Even if it's like a rubbish game, I got that with like older, like Beetlejuice and Wayne's World by like just
and Total
working the jank
Recall,
out,
Total
Total
Recall. That
Recall
one always going to sit in my memory. You playing that?
working out the jank of it, and
Yeah,
just you kind of get into it in a weird way. It's almost like you're, I don't know, you're in the Matrix of that video game or something. You're just
yeah.
getting your fingers are in the code. But that's what it felt like, and especially near the end. Do you know there's a notable difference with the end? So I was in Scone Bones chat
Right.
this morning, and he's massively into Castlevania 3. He's done the
Yeah.
death list and everything, all that craziness. And so he said he didn't want to tell me, but on the Dracula fight, on the American version, when you die in that, you start before Dracula. Like it starts right before Dracula.
What on the stairs? Like
Yeah,
Super
yeah. So
does and a couple of the others do.
when you can actually die, like you actually continue from the Dracula, so you don't have to do the whole level again. So I
Right.
don't know how that works because would you get a password for the stairs then, or? But he was saying that you start from there. I feel like that's got to be wrong unless he's just thinking. Unless because every time I died, I do start from Dracula if I've got lives. But he seems to say that you always
On a
start from Dracula.
continue, like after a
Yeah,
game over sort of thing.
yeah. But yeah, seems to say he was like from a continue, which I don't know. See, even to say it now, maybe he's got it wrong. Maybe he thinks that like maybe he thinks that I can't imagine you getting a continue right from the stairs.
I
Can
can't
you?
remember. What did you do on the first one? Did if you get game over, do you start at the stairs? I think you do because we
I
kept
think you
on
do.
doing. I kept on doing the boss battle over and over,
Yeah,
so I couldn't ever keep doing that level over and over each time. After
maybe a save from the boss, maybe right before the boss or something.
yeah,
Maybe I need to have a look on
I
YouTube and
can't
see.
remember
Yeah, I
now.
need to have
I
a look on
can't
YouTube. But that's what
remember.
he's saying, and I'm half like believing it now because I'm thinking maybe he's thinking that when I died, I'd have to start the whole level again. But maybe he didn't see me actually have lives because that was another one because that whole stage is
Ah,
quite tough. There's like a
yeah,
few parts
a
to it,
lot to do.
there's a bit where you're jumping across this like belfry part in an American version. it's got bats on that, and this version I was playing doesn't have bats. Thank God, because
Right.
that's a horrible bit anyway.
They're the worst. Medusa heads and bats are the
Oh,
worst things.
the Medusa heads are the worst for me, I think, because of
Yeah.
I'm never
Always
able to see them.
respawning, and you
God,
can't get the right angle jumping over them.
I love it, but as soon as I get into a section with them, I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
But Dracula though was again, I don't know if it was as epic as the first Dracula boss, because I don't know. I think I worked that out the first phase, the first Dracula boss in Castlevania One, and then I had to work out the second phase.
Yeah.
This one, I think the first phase was solid for me, and then the other two phases were kind of easy. Like as soon as I think I died like a couple of times maybe after getting past that first phase. But once it was all right getting past that first phase, like the other two were just easy. The last one, especially, just I mean, this is the thing is, so I'm going Grant, this character who can like fling projectiles, but I had loads of axes as
Yeah.
well. So loads of axes I could with the
Yeah.
two power, I could just go from the side, just fling them. I suppose you can do that with any character. But this is a game that I've seen along on Twitch where a lot of people will play it with different challenges. Like people will go just one of the characters or only with a whip.
Oh,
It's one of those,
yeah.
people do that with Mega Man and that. It's like
Yeah.
Castlevania 3 seems to be like one of those because it's notoriously tough.
It
So
probably
it
you have to relearn the game in a different
different
style. You
way.
can't do same thing what you did
But it's
with the other
amazing. Like I
character.
think it's an incredible game. Like the way it's got like different paths you can take in the game, and different paths will give you different. Well, it gives you a chance to have different people in your party. Where you can collect
Yeah.
one other person in your party, which I think is amazing as well. I would have
That
loved this
that's
game as a
mad.
kid.
A NES game as well.
Yeah, it's
Like
so good, so good. I
unlock
think
characters, one, and then get to play as that
and that
character
character as well.
in
Yeah,
that
and on the
same
fly, it's
game.
not like you have to restart the level. You just press select and you become that other character. Oh,
Yeah, that's mad.
it's so good. Like I love that. I think I told you about that with Double Dragon 3. You could do that when you beat a boss. You get that boss in your
Yeah,
party.
get to have them play
Such a
as
good
them.
idea. It's just oh, it's
Yeah.
just the damn. It's a great mechanic, isn't it? Great. I want them to bring all that stuff back. In these simple games. But yeah, that was
Mm.
Castlevania 3 for me, and I'm kind of done with Halloween games for a little while. I did want to
Yeah.
mention because we'd talked right at the start of this stream about was it Kirby?
Oh yes, yeah,
Was that
yeah,
what we were saying
yeah.
at the start of the stream? I
It
can't remember
was,
if that was
yeah.
the thing. And what was it we were saying? I was like, because I started Kirby for
Oh,
the first time. Oh yeah, that's it.
I just oh
Yeah,
yeah, I was
yeah.
gonna say
Go on.
I found it very strange that was your first Kirby game.
So I started on the Kirby's Fun Pack, which is called
Yeah,
Kirby. Kirby's Superstar, which is Kirby's Fun Pack over here.
yes,
I
yeah.
think that is, yeah. Which is a collection of Kirby games. I just want a lot of people saying you can beat these really easy, and it's like, oh, it's a collection of little games, and I thought they had credits on each, and one of them has credits so far.
Oh. So you count
Uh,
it as one on your
yeah,
GD, or you count the
I've
whole
counted
yeah.
one. I'm going to beat all the rest, and if anyone else has credits, if anyone doesn't know what I'm talking about, I'm trying to beat 100 games this year, and if a game's got credits, I count that as one, and one of those games on that collection has credits so far, and I'm going to try and beat the rest of them after this podcast, actually. But you were saying it's a weird one to start with. How come?
Because it's a series of little mini games. Because the Kirby game plays out like a Mario game,
Yeah,
like you just work your way through the levels, and that's it
yeah.
really. Because like my first one was Kirby's Dream Land on the Game Boy.
So
It's
that's
a good
in this
game. That's
game.
the very first game.
Yeah, in this, it's in this game. That's called Summer Breeze. Julio was saying actually in the
Oh
chat
right, I've
was
not played
saying
the one you
that's like a
played, so I
short
don't know.
version in this game is that game. I think it's weird because I expected, and I want to get onto the news in a second because I'm giving more time on my stuff. I
Oh yeah,
expected more variation in the Kirby games because it's a lot of mini games, and there's a couple of little tiny mini games at the bottom, which is
yeah,
like fight and like press the button the fastest, which I thought were fun. But the others are basically, apart from a running one, it's basically just all normal platform and stuff. Like once you play one
oh,
Kirby game on there,
okay,
the other platform games are very similar.
yeah.
You just running left to right and swallowing people and getting their powers. I've never played a Kirby game now. I feel like I played like three of them.
Yeah, yeah, you
It
probably
feels like
you'll go into playing the other, go, oh, I know this,
yeah.
yeah, that sort of style.
Is it very much like the same? Because I played Kirby's Ghost Trap and the golf course one years ago. That's the
Yeah,
only
Kirby's
ones I've ever
Dream
played.
Course, is it?
That's the one, yeah. I
Dream
played
Course, yeah.
those, and they're not really like typical
Nah,
Kirby games by the looks of it. But
it's one of those where the thing that makes Kirby games so bizarre and like kind of it how it works with platformers, like Kirby's Dream Land, you've got a gap, and in a Mario game or whatever, you've got to jump over that gap. We fall down a hole, just inflate yourself and then float across.
Oh yeah, there's that. It
and
does
and, and
feel
it doesn't go away. So you can stay
no.
floated
It does
until you
feel like a
blow the
cheat.
air out.
Yeah,
It's like you're cheating. It's
it
weird.
does. All the time, I was like, I had to be
Yeah.
reminded on a boss, like, "Oh, Steve, don't forget you can fly over." And I was like, "Oh yeah,"
Yeah, 'cause you haven't got to jump over him. You can just literally
just
float over the
stand
top
there.
of him. Yeah,
So
yeah.
like,
It's
I
like
was.
that in other
I think that's
games.
one of the reasons. Maybe I've always looked at it from afar and thought it's for kids, like a proper like babies game, but it's not. It's actually tricky, and I died a lot. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it
it's
starts
deceptive.
out. Yeah, it's in it. Yeah. So, what bits you get stuck on your? What sort of bits was it?
Just a few bits where like it was a scrolling and I got like stuck behind a wall or something because I just
Ah,
expected it to be quite easy and then I realized oh you
yeah.
can slide and all through the blocks and stuff like that.
Oh,
And it
yeah.
gets trickier as I go. And the first game on it, the Dreamland one, which is called Super Summer Breeze,
Mm,
that was super easy, that first mini game. And I was like, all right,
yeah,
okay, do these. And then the others were just got a little bit harder. There was like one was kind of a bit of a maze, you know, with door to go in and all that. The bosses were fine. I mean, I died on them a couple of times, but they were fine. And they were very
yeah,
impressive, to be honest. I love it when you got a big boss on the SNES. You'll look at there was one with mode 7, it
yeah.
was like flying in and out of the screen. You always have a
Oh, I've
bird
not
in
seen
mode
that.
7,
I haven't
just
seen
comes
that.
in. You always have a
Yeah.
bird at a boss, don't they? And they go,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
always, it feels like
That's
a
cool.
mainstay. Sorry, my microphone's going in and out because I'm getting excited. But
Yeah.
it's good. It's I'm enjoying. Again, it's good. He shouts. Um, it's good, and I can't wait to beat it again. Well, beat the rest of it and see what. Because I was half thinking I might go back to stream tomorrow and play more of it, but I think I might just do it after the streams after the podcast today because I've only got a couple of levels left and start something new.
Well, it's technically like tomorrow. It's your more like not
Indie,
modern, but your
yeah,
new, yeah, your indie game. So,
yeah,
yeah, I think keep to your guns with that
yeah.
because,
It's
and
good.
then because you did the majority of the game today, didn't you? Really, it's only
Yeah,
like
that's it. There's
a
only a
little
couple of
bit
levels
to
left, I
begin.
think, and they'll probably take about an hour if that, you
Yeah,
know. But
yeah.
anyway,
Then that way.
that's what we've been playing for the last couple of weeks. Let's get into the news then, shall we? We need some news thing.
Yeah, it is. That's the same. Some effects and that. News,
News,
news, news, news, news, news, news.
news. It's news. First news week because we're gonna like there's a lot from the last couple of weeks. Switch 2 will be backwards compatible. All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Right. So, okay. There's people are kind of trying to dissect what they mean by that.
Should I read the tweet?
I've uh,
I've got the tweet.
sorry.
Should I read it?
Oh
This
no,
is
I haven't actually read it.
Yeah, so this is
Let's have a
this
look.
is from the what's the name the company's president, Nintendo's company's president. This is
Yeah.
Furukawa. At today's corporate management policy briefing, we announced that Nintendo Switch software will also be playable on the successor to Nintendo Switch. Nintendo Switch Online will be available on the successor to Nintendo Switch as well. Further information about the
Hmm.
successor to Nintendo Switch, including its compatibility with Nintendo Switch, will be announced at a later date. Oh, that's it's probably the most important thing about this because we're all like, is Nintendo going to do that thing again where they just make us buy our games again?
Is
And I
it's
just,
rather going to be you can play them digitally. You can
oh,
get Switch One games through the eShop. Not actually physical cartridges to work on the Switch.
that's the most annoying thing. I
That's what
mean,
I
we've still got
feel.
our Switches, but here's
Yeah.
the thing: most
Yeah,
people
but it's
who are interested
convenience,
in
isn't
them,
it?
most
You
people who
know.
want a Nintendo Switch 2 are going to buy one anyway. If you're
Yeah.
interested in one, you
Oh
probably.
yeah.
But it's the fact that they say we announced that Nintendo Switch software will also be playable.
Yeah, they're saying it's software because software is so easily digital or the
Yeah,
physical cards because that don't mean anything. Because you know, unless it's going to do like a DS and it'd be like switch two games at the top, switch one games in the bottom,
I
but it won't
mean,
be.
it's because it might cost them a bit, doesn't it? Although they've obviously got the hardware there, but
Yeah,
I want it. I want the Switch add-on. I want the because I just want to replace it. I love my Switch, but like if the new
mm.
second one comes out, we're gonna be on that, aren't we?
Well, end of the day, if you're still playing a game that's on your Switch and you've got a Switch 2, but
Hmm.
you haven't finished that game on Switch 1, or you decided I want to replay this, and
Hmm.
it'd be nice that you can just take out one device that does
Yeah,
both
does both. Yeah,
rather than taking away two consoles with you
yeah,
to do it, and when you want to use the physical carts. So
yeah. I mean, Nintendo are kind of the worst with this, aren't they? Like, as much as I love Nintendo, it's
yeah,
we get worried about this. I mean, we get worried
but
about all of them,
oh,
to be honest.
yeah,
Go on.
but when you think about it, right, we're we're going to be upset if we can't play our Switch cartridge games on our Switch 2.
Mhm.
But back in the day, if you had a NES, oh look, Super Nintendo's coming out. You can't play your NES games on your Super Nintendo.
I think
You
it's
bought a
different
new
though
console.
because
But
I
it's
mean
handheld,
I
isn't it?
totally get that, and it totally makes sense, 100%. But we
Yeah.
buy more games now digitally, and we have more
Yeah.
licenses, and it's that worry of
Yeah.
like you go online, there's a sale on. When we were kids, there was no real sales. You get like one or two games every a year. Like I wonder what the average games that kids got when they were growing up. Like compared to
Yeah.
now, where you get like all your freebies from all the other digital stores, we own
I
a
think,
lot of licenses.
yeah, we would have like, I don't know, maybe like, I don't know, you could have something like 3 games a year, maybe
Yeah,
one at birthday, one at Christmas, or maybe 2 if you're lucky, if your other family members get you it. And then you might have pocket money or Christmas money to buy another game. So you'd have
yeah,
maybe like 4 or 5 games a year if you're
yeah,
absolutely lucky. Otherwise, like, or end of the day, you're borrowing. The reason why we probably played so many games when we were younger, because we probably borrowed them for friends and we did
yeah.
swapping them around because they were at full price, you
This is
know.
where like it highlights the advantage of like you just having a really good PC, because you can have like Steam or
Yeah,
GOG. Well, GOG really is good because you got the installers and the DRM-free. But like for something like Steam, you don't have to wait for a console successor or something to come out. You've just got
yeah,
that PC with those games. You double click it, it opens. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And then you don't
yeah.
have to wait,
That's
with the PlayStations and all that. That's a bit of an issue. But Nintendo is a bigger one because I'm like, I buy a lot. Yesterday, I bought a bunch of games on there, just really cheap ones. But like,
yeah.
it's part of me thinks when I'm buying them, am I going to be able to access these in the future? Because
Well,
you get
that's it.
excited about having them, but how long are you
Yeah.
going to have them for?
Well, that's like if you the Wii, on the Wii shop there was PC Engine games, Mega Drive games you could
Mm,
play on your Wii console. Couldn't play them on your Wii
gone.
U. You would
Yeah.
have to buy them separately on your Wii U.
Again.
Even if they were available on Wii U, you'd have to buy them
Yeah.
again to do it. And then again, Switch, we haven't got that virtual console,
Exactly.
so they've basically just got them and throw them away.
This is the argument
You
for
know?
physical, because I know, because I think it goes wrong, right? You buy a digital game, it's a license for that game. You buy a physical
Yeah,
game, it's still licensed. You don't own that game, but at least you've got your own copy. That they're not going to come around and say, "Hey, you cannot play this game anymore. We're going to take it away from you." You know what I mean? You can still
yeah,
play that,
yeah.
but they
That's it.
can do that with a digital version. They
Oh
can lock
yeah.
you out.
It could be something new, and they go, right, we haven't got a license for that anymore. Because here's a good example actually. A while ago, someone got hold of the Advance Wars re-release on Switch because they re-released it, but they took it. They People had preloads of it
Mm,
before it came out because they pre-ordered it. So when day one come out, you could just play it. So technically, you had the game when day release was meant to come out. They postponed it because of stuff going on in the world with
mm,
war stuff. They were like, it's distasteful to bring it out on this
yeah.
day. We're going to delay it. There was a person who did get it on day one and it did unlock for them and
Oh,
they played it. And then they showed off on YouTube and Twitter and going, "Oh, I'm playing the game. It's brilliant. Really enjoying it." Right. And they haven't illegally got it. They
yeah,
officially paid for it.
yeah.
They've downloaded it from Nintendo. Nothing's leaked or any of that stuff. And then, but they found out as soon as they rebooted because they were playing it. Once they rebooted their Switch, turned it back on again, it was gone from their Switch.
Oh,
Wouldn't work.
wow.
Wouldn't work anymore.
Oh, that's ridiculous, isn't it?
And
I
they
mean,
paid for that. They
I
got it
get it.
afterwards, but
I get
like
it, but like you wouldn't get that
that's
with the
how
physical
easy it
version
is.
here back in the day, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Say like the game shop you got it from, or you imported it or
Mm,
whatever, and you got it for the next day for the post. Right, you got that. You got it early. You can go, hey, look at this, everyone! I've got the game before everyone else, and
yeah,
post about it and play it and talk about it. But and that's yours.
lock
They're
it
not going to
down.
knock at your door and go, here, give it back. But now they
It's
can
crazy.
literally press something and remove it,
Yeah.
and that's it.
That's
And
why
you
it's
can't do
really
nothing
important
about
to
it.
try. I literally put a tweet out before, saying with a picture of the Grouch from Sesame Street doing that face palm, saying me
Oh
when I'm
yeah.
browsing physical games and I see code inbox, you know what I mean, that
Oh
kind of thing. I
yeah.
hate that. I
Yeah.
hate
Oh,
that.
is that why bother?
Why
Because I
bother?
know people that print out. I think it was a YouTube video that said, "Oh, look at my Switch collection," and they had this big shelf of all Switch games. And you went, "Oh wow!" And I looked at it and went, "How'd they get that one? Because that's not even out in Japan."
You just
What they
made
did
your own
was
box.
They were just getting empty boxes, printing out the covers because
I
they got
mean,
it on their Switch. They wanted to have a physical look on it on the shelf, but digital.
each to their own, but I would not do
A
that.
bit
Yeah,
odd,
I
isn't
wouldn't
it? A
do
bit
that.
like,
I'd love to
well,
collect more Switch games because there's loads out there, and then you see the
yeah,
box, and like I saw the Assassin's Creed, was it 1 and 2, maybe, or was it 2 and 3? I don't know which ones. It's definitely got 2 on something else.
lose track of all the numbers. I have
I
no idea.
know, but it was like it was 10 quid on this Black Friday deal, right? And I thought that's
Okay,
quite cool. I was just looking into it. I wasn't really going to buy it or anything like that, but I was just looking into it, saying that's quite cheap. And
yeah.
as soon as I looked at it, it said the code in box. I was like, oh,
Mm,
right, so you
yeah.
don't actually play it. And then, don't get me started on the ones that you actually play from a server because you're never going to be able to play them because at some point the server's going to shut down. Just that's the way
Oh, they're
life
really
is.
bad.
I won't
Yeah.
get
Like,
those.
a couple of games, you think, wow, they've got that on the Switch. That's
Yeah,
brilliant. And then when you find out, Resident Evil, no, Village or one of those, one of the
yeah.
newer Resident Evils, brilliant. Play it on the Switch, stream it to your
I
Switch.
don't mind if it's like because I can justify it when it's like a multiplayer game where it's about the time it comes out and there's the FOMO of like you've got to play it when
Yes.
everyone's playing it,
Yep.
and every game like that has a shelf life. That makes sense. But when
Yes.
it's a game that you want to play a year from now as a single player experience and you've got to stream it over a server, I have a problem with that. That's
Yeah. And
ridiculous.
also, it locks you down to having to play it at home
Hmm.
or something like that. You can't just like, oh, I'll just take it out, and because the world has got amazing free Wi-Fi everywhere, and you can walk along the street and play your Switch at the bus
No,
stop and play
it's
games
not
there.
happening, is it?
Exactly,
It's not
exactly.
happening.
BT
So yeah,
Open World, come on,
so I'm kind of worried about like what they're gonna do, like when it gets released. I'm hoping because it's Nintendo, isn't it? You can never really, they never do the right thing. Like we've got
Yeah,
the
I know.
Nintendo
It's
World
like you want to
Champions
grab
thing.
them.
I'm waiting for an
Yeah,
update for it, so we can have local leaderboards. I'm still
I don't
hoping for
get the
that.
whole
That's the
point of
reason
that
why we all
game.
bought it,
The
and
whole
we
point of
never
that
did
game
it
is
because
multiplayer and challenging.
a lot of these things we just expect things, and you should
Yeah,
never expect the normal or the normality of things from Nintendo because they'll. And in some ways, the part of that is amazing. They'll release some gimmick that you didn't expect, and it's incredible.
yeah.
And you're like, oh, this is fun, like the 3D thing and the Wii
Alarmo.
thing, Alarmo, and or the docking thing with your Switch is cool. I love that.
Oh yeah, yeah,
But
yeah, yeah,
if they don't give you the ability to play Switch games in the next one, it's going to be a bit off. Like, yes, we have the Switch still to play with, but I think it'd be better with for them because a lot of people have got this big collection now.
mm,
And yeah, if you can play it digitally, great. I mean, you're saying you've got the Nintendo Switch online, and they are saying at
yeah,
the end of that message saying further information about the success of the Nintendo Switch, including its compatibility with Nintendo Switch, will be announced at a
yeah,
later date. So they are saying that's going to be a talking point. So
yeah.
fingers crossed.
Yeah, because it just makes you think. Just listen to your fans, because people will want it, and also it will keep driving sales of the Switch a bit as well. Like Switch, I mean Switch games in general. So
Yeah,
they get maybe a sequel to a game that's on Switch Two. Oh, I'd like to play the first one, and if
yeah,
they don't want to release it on the Switch Two and make a whole, or if the company can't afford to make a Switch One and a Switch Two version or whatever, or made Switch version one, or they can't do a Switch version two,
yeah,
then they can play the older one and then go, oh, I'll buy the sequel that's on the Switch too.
yeah.
That thing.
I think it's maybe
No,
a
but
cultural thing. I think I remember when reading, is it Reggie Fils-Aimé? Is that his name?
yeah,
The past American as a president, I think it was Nintendo. He in his book he was saying that they don't like to give away software for free in their
yes,
minds. So it's
that's a
like
big thing.
so it was a
Yeah,
big thing about giving away like Wii Sports, but that was the thing
yeah,
that sold the system. So maybe there's a
and
little bit of
Tetris
that with
and
this.
things
Like, do
like
they
that.
feel like they're giving away the software when say it's the old software is compatible with the new one? In their mind, they're thinking, why should we do that?
Also, the thing is, if because they're a very heavy, obviously a Japanese company, and not influenced massively by the West, I don't feel what they say is right. We're doing this, and that's what we final. With Japan, because of like how much like space they've got around them and stuff like that, I think they are quite. Even though they look after old stuff, they I feel that they kind of always kind of want to like move on with it and not kind of hold the old
Yeah,
stuff.
look back. Yeah,
Look back, that's it. Look back and always
yeah,
go forward. Go right, innovation, but not look back at it. They do go back to roots when they bring the games back out in collections and stuff like that.
mm,
But I don't like it's tough because because they've got such. They keep bringing back characters we've known from years ago, and they're still continuing to do that today. But
Yeah.
then look at things like F-Zero. It's got a load of games. It's had loads of like versions across all the systems, and then once it hit the Wii U, even I don't think even the Wii had a version, did it? I don't think. They kind of just like forgot about it and
Dropped it.
dropped
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like they want to always push forward, but then they bring out a NES Mini and SNES Mini, and you think, well, they obviously still care about the old stuff, but then
Yeah, it felt like a bit of a stopgap in between like what they're doing now. I guess with that,
yeah,
I can't imagine them bringing out. I mean, it's Nintendo. They brought out an alarm clock. I mean, I can't second
you don't
guess
know
what they're
what they're
going
going
to
to do next. Yeah,
No, I really don't. I mean, I'd love if they just brought a new watch or something. That'd be quite. I just want them to do something crazy again. I love that. That makes me
yeah,
smile as much as like it might be not a product I want for that price. But when they did the NES, that was a massive time for me. I was so excited with
yeah.
those, the mini NES, the SNES. It made it like Christmas again. You know what I mean? Getting one of those. But anyway, I'm excited
Oh
to
yeah, give
see.
me one.
Well, I've said it. I'm worried, trepidatious, let's say, about what's going to happen.
Yeah, what they actually mean by
Yeah.
compatibility.
Well,
Yeah,
we'll
that'd be
go into the
cool.
next news, which is kind of on the same talking point, really, which is Sega delisting over 60 classic games. Now, have you had any updates about this? Because this was a while ago, so I don't know if there's been an update.
No, some bits. Apparently, the Mega Drive collection that's on the Switch, digital ones, disappeared now.
I think I
Apparently,
own that. I think so. If I
I
bought
own
that,
that. There is a physical copy of that. Yeah, so
have you
that's
got?
again.
Is it a physical copy of that actually to buy on
Yes, I've got
Switch?
it.
Oh, I might get
Yeah,
that myself.
yeah,
I think I
yeah.
bought the digital version, so I'm wondering if my digital
Ah.
version is still exists.
Oh no, I think with those, I mean, if you bought it originally
Yeah.
on digital at the moment you can re-download it, but you can't go back and find it to
Because that's not the
purchase it
case for
going
everything.
forward.
I mean,
No, it's
when
not.
I
No,
bought, I remember I was talking about this. I bought a TV show off Amazon a while. No, was it Apple? Off Apple
Apple. I think you
a while
said
ago. Well, yeah,
a
the
long time
storyteller,
ago.
Jim Henson's the storyteller, loved it. And then I think it was like a month later, it disappeared from my purchases. Like what? I was like, because I didn't download it, it's just gone because they lost the license for it. So they thought I
Yeah,
lost license for it. So I'm always a bit worried about this, like because you've got all these digital
yeah.
games, you don't know if any of them's disappeared because you look at your games all the time, you know.
Well, also with the Switch, because you've got only so many boxes appear on the screen. If you actually, because I went on my Switch the other day and I scrolled down the bottom, and went, oh, I forgot I own that. I forgot I
Yeah,
own that. And all digital games that I bought in the past, like on offer or whatever, I've got them downloaded on there. But if I was to delete that or format the Switch, or I had to move to a different Switch for any reason,
yeah,
would that come back again?
yeah.
You know?
It's a good point, isn't it? I've bought games on Steam which are not on Steam anymore. Now, if I like try and
Really?
access that download, is that download still there? Oh, who
Uh,
saves that download?
Another good example, then the PT demo on PlayStation, which we
Mm,
spoke about before, but that's always a good
it's a
example,
great
right?
example,
Where
yeah.
I had that formatted my PlayStation, and forgot to back that up. Went to download it again. I still got in my pending downloads the PT demo sitting there pending, and I don't want to
Waiting for
delete it
one
off
day for it
there
to come back, yeah.
just in case it might just go download
It
again.
might do, yeah. God. So,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm not sure what Sega are doing, but I think people
I
were
don't know what
saying that
they're
they
doing.
might
Yeah.
release a new compilation.
Yeah,
Could
there
be
got
that.
so many though. Like I have a
Yeah,
compilation
they
on
do. Famous
PlayStation.
for it.
I've got it on Saturn, PlayStation 2, Switch, oh yeah, GameCube. I think they've got a version out, and they've
Yeah.
got quite a version. But yeah, but also it's weird because Sega. I mean, funny, but Sega are not like the big empire they used to be with stuff. So you think
No.
they'd want to kind of they're missing out on sales unless
Or
they've
are
got
they?
some
Because
big
it's not
deal with
something. It's
Nintendo.
not new, something new and shiny to put out. So if they got like a new compilation comes out, it's something new on the
Yeah.
shelves.
Do you think
Do
it's
you know what
part
I
of that
mean?
new thing though? That the remakes of things or
Yeah,
something.
I
But
was about to say because
oh
those remakes were announced like what 2 years ago or something. It feels like
yeah, I
it's a
know.
long
Yeah,
time ago,
Bill,
wasn't it?
nothing. It's gone dead quiet other
There
than
was
this stuff coming out.
there was a Golden Axe like a 3D version, like a first person 3D axe game. There
Yeah,
was a kind of 2D slash 3D Streets of Rage remake.
yeah. Crazy
Um,
Taxi,
Crazy Taxi, Shinobi, I think.
Shinobi, and did Jet Set Radio? Or am I
Oh yeah,
making it up?
no, I think you're right. Yeah, there was a Jet Set Radio as well. So is this
Yeah.
something to do with that? Like maybe they release all? I don't think they're gonna release them all together. But is there something about we're going to get like some big Sega celebration thing coming out, and also Alien
Yeah.
Isolation 2? Sega made that thing.
Yeah.
So they're
Yeah.
behind that. So maybe something's going to happen. Like they're going to have a big celebration about Sega, and with all these games coming out, and it makes sense for them to go, "Hey, you like Streets of Rage? Well, that's available on the Streets of Rage. Hey, do you like Golden Axe? Well, that's available on this." You know what I mean? And it's all put
Yeah.
into
Try and
one
push a
collection.
different way to play it. So you have to play it that way. So
Yeah.
So if you want to pick up physical copy of that Mega Drive collection, get it soon as.
I know. I think I might get this. I might get the hard
Up.
copy of the Switch one because it is a really good collection, to be honest.
It is
I
great.
mean, I've got the digital
collection.
one, but I wouldn't mind the cart. Just so I've got it. So that was that. Some good news though. Some nice, fun news. Did you watch the Donkey Kong Direct? Donkey Kong Land Direct? The Donkey Kong Country Direct, whatever it's called. Did you watch that on the stream?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I put it on because everyone's like, oh, new game. I went, no, new part of the theme park, and I went, oh, okay.
Oh, I'm excited about it.
I'm excited. Like, it's little things. Soon as you brought it in, oh, go on. Sorry.
It's something about watching Miyamoto go walk around, talk about his creations. It's just
I want to walk around the theme park with him and just be excited about everything.
Take me round. Like he's your dad.
It's like your fun uncle or your fun dad. I was like, yeah.
Me too. I'll be on his other hand. I'll do that.
Because even like the t-shirt, I always look at what he's wearing. I'm like, oh look, he's got a t-shirt of Donkey Kong on and stuff under his blazer. Nice. Like,
do you know what? Like, it's a small like add-on to the Super Nintendo world or whatever, but it's an add-on. And I didn't even anticipate that they were going to do this. I thought it was just going to be Mario. I thought it was going to just be Mario. So I didn't even think that they're going to do a Donkey Kong Land.
Which means that they could add others in.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. We'll talk about that in a minute because we've got to have a little think about what we can add. But can you remember what they added? Like, obviously, they got a big giant. They turn it into Disney. The only company can do this. Do a Disney thing is Nintendo. I can't think of anyone else. I mean, no one else, because Disney have got like all the other properties like Star Wars and all the stuff that you can do that with. I mean, Disney would probably want to buy Nintendo if they could.
Yeah, I think there probably has been offers in the past, you know what I mean?
It's got to be,
it'd be a good one to do. And they're all family friendly, all that stuff. So it's perfect for kids to recognise the characters. Like, as soon as brought out the big the animatronic of Cranky, I'm going, oh look, it's Cranky, there's Cranky, and I'm probably like,
so good, and it was just like, it's just I wonder if you can listen to like, it's only a shame, isn't it, because you don't got to know Japanese.
I know. When he started talking, I went,
like, shame, or whatever, you know. While you're in Japan,
yeah.
Unless you can press another button and it doesn't, But I mean, I watched it twice, and the first time I was like amazing, and then the second time I was like, there's not that much there. It's pretty basic. Like you've got a shop. You've got two shops actually, and then they've got like the thing that threw me is the the giant Donkey Kongers they've got.
Yes.
Do you remember that bit?
Yeah.
So he's like Miyamoto plays with two other people, and I'm thinking, like this giant Kongers, and they play for a bit with the light, and then the Rhino character comes out of Donkey Kong Country. Can't remember his name is.
Rambi.
And, Rambi, and I was thinking, if this park's rammed, how the hell are you going to have a go at this?
Well, what you do is you queue up for 4 hours, do it for 2 minutes, and go, right, move on.
And everything you play in there, you've got to use your wristband, and I reckon that's probably like you've got to pay loads for each one of them. You probably each time you use that wristband, you probably use your points up or something like that. It's got to be something like that.
I don't know how it works on that one. But
I'd love to know. If anyone's been to Super Nintendo World, let us know how it'll work, because I haven't looked into it. And then what else have you got in there? So you've obviously got the roller coaster, which they've created their own style of roller coaster, but it's kind of under wraps. You don't know how it works. What
they didn't show in the direct, but they've teased in Twitter. You may have seen this already.
Oh no, I haven't seen it.
It's in like a mine. There's actually a mine cart, which we see in the direct. But what they also showed was there's a section in it where it looks like the cart is coming off the track and bouncing onto the next one. But it shows you how it works. So it kind of like you got the track. I can't really do it. The track goes like that. But what it does is, underneath, it's got that. It does that on the part of the track. But it looks like you jumped it and then like that.
I see. Oh, that's so Nintendo.
And if it feels like you're going to do that, it just be... And the music going on and stuff like that, I feel like it's going to be based mostly around the minecart levels. That's the most interactive thing.
It'd be cool if you collected things on the way. I mean, it'd be quite dangerous, I guess, but it'd be like, also, it reminds me of Funhouse and little cars.
Oh, yeah, grab the tokens.
Grab the tokens.
When a kid miss it, what are you doing?
Because I was a little bit like disappointed where they had the letters, the Kong letters. and it was just like, it let you go over and just go
Yeah.
like that. And I was like, isn't there a better way? That's just rubbish. That it's a bit cheap way
Yeah.
to do it. It would be great if it was on the roller coaster and you've got to do something, but it wouldn't be safe, would it? You'd probably put your hand underneath and all that. But it's
But
just having it on a
maybe,
rock somewhere.
yeah, I have it on the rock. Well, maybe if you're like, because you can, even though they got the bar, people put their arms up in roller coaster,
Yeah,
regardless, don't they? So maybe
yeah.
you've got your wristband on. If your
You put your hands up at
arms
the right
up,
moment.
yeah, right moment, you see it coming up,
Yeah,
and then you do that with your arms.
yeah.
You know,
There's
if
probably
you
not a
want to, if you
safety
don't want
issue
to,
because
you know,
someone will
but
get hurt and then say, "Oh, I thought you had to put your hands up there," and they got hurt, and then they'd be like, "Oh, insurance and
yeah,
all that." It's probably you want you to do one thing when you're on that roller coaster. It's just like sit there and shut up and enjoy it.
yeah.
But I thought it was quite like a fleeting part of the park, but like it's cool. They've done it and it looks great as you walk through. It looks great. And I love the when you're looking for the roller coaster and before you get to Cranky, you've got like the old fashioned Donkey Kong etching on the wall. And I
Yeah,
thought that's a
yeah,
nice touch, stuff like that for like proper old school gamers. But it's nice. So I just thought, wow, what? How can you make the Mario part of it better by adding this? And
yeah,
obviously, we're going to ask the question now. Was like, well, next year they said that it's going to happen, and this is going to be built in Orlando, Florida, which is
yeah,
cool. Both of the
yeah.
parts as
The
well,
other
so
one.
that's pretty cool. I still want to go to the Japan one.
Yeah, yes,
Over it.
I was saying to Danielle, I was like, I want to go to it, but I would rather go to the Japan one, even if all the characters are speaking Japanese and that's it.
Yeah,
I kind of want to go there more. It feels
yeah.
like it's not fake, the other one, but I don't know. I'd feel,
It
more
was
with
there
it in
first.
Japan.
So I guess it's a doing like a Euro Disney thing, aren't they? Like the way you do.
Yeah,
It was. I don't know
true.
if it's called Euro Disney anymore in France, but it's
Oh, I
called
don't
Walt
know.
Disneyland. I think
I
they
always
changed
call
it
it
just
Euro
to Japan.
Disney, but yeah, I
Yeah,
know what
me
you mean.
too. But it's the same kind of principle, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like, I
yeah,
wanted to get one of these, like, a bit closer to us if it does well in America than when we get one in Europe, or, it'd be great for over here. It's never going to happen. But get somewhere in, like, France or something.
Well, even
Be
if it was in
cool, wouldn't it?
France, it'd be easier to get to, in some
Yeah.
way.
French Mario. I mean, you got Italian Mario.
Yeah.
He's Italian, isn't he?
Oh
He's
yeah, I
definitely
was
Italian.
yeah. Or
Makes
there is
sense.
one thing I'm saying. The actual I don't really make much of a difference, but most of the stuff we get, software and hardware wise, comes from Germany. So they could
Oh,
have a
yeah.
theme park in Germany.
Oh, yeah, I'll be up for that. That'd be
That'd be
easier to get
quite
to,
cool,
wouldn't it?
wouldn't it? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Be a lot cheaper. Let's just say that.
yeah,
But yeah, I want to get to it. So, okay, let's get back to this. What would you have? I mean, here's the thing, right? Zelda is
oh
got to be
yeah,
the next one. It's got to be
yeah.
Zelda. It's like there's so much
It
you could do with that. It's
it's
incredible.
got
Like
to
the
be.
amount you
You
can have. It's got to be
yeah.
Zelda. It's their other franchise, isn't it?
You have the
I'm
big
surprised that wasn't
tree
second.
there. Well,
Yeah,
you can have a
you
bit
would have that
where
tree
there's the
essentially.
sword, the tree bit where you can walk. You walk through the tree into the mouth bit.
Oh,
You've got maybe like there'd be a bit where there's a sword in the rock, and every now and
oh.
again you'll be able to pull it out. Other people won't. Some people will
Sword
randomly.
training with a Navi or something like that, It's going,
Yeah,
listen, you put your sword up, listen. With all that stuff. There's so much you could do. Oh
the
my God.
forest. Yeah, Gerudo Valley with the music and the hilltops. And what? Oh, okay. If it was Zelda, what would you do as the roller coaster part of it? What would you be in or
Oh, that's a
doing?
good point, isn't it? It's
Because
got to be
that's gonna
it's got to
be
be a dungeon of some kind. It's got to
yeah,
be you going through a
yeah.
dungeon, and it'd be amazing if you had like a boss you fought or something like that while you're on the cart or something
Well,
like
because
that.
that's where the VR stuff could kick in if you've got the VR
Oh,
glasses,
interesting.
but only
Yeah,
when it's at certain points. So say
yeah.
like as say it'd be like the roller coaster is all normal, all physical, and then you get to the last bit of it or something, and then down by the side of the cart is your sword or bow. You'd be
Yeah,
like
oh,
bow or
definitely.
something,
Have
like
loads of
that.
stuff like that. You
You
get
know,
people dressed up as all the characters as well, and you can probably buy your own costumes to walk around with. Do it like the way you do at
yeah,
Disney with all the princesses and all. Oh, we could do that. So, okay, Zelda's a shoe in. It's got to be in. So,
yeah.
what other things would they do?
Oh,
Because you think
well,
you need to go Metroid. I don't think it's big enough.
yeah. I think Metroid would be good, but that'd be like a horror house if it was. I
Yeah,
don't know why I'd feel like, but I don't think they would do.
I know.
Um.
What's big?
Oh,
What's big as Donkey Kong, Mario, and Zelda?
I'm looking around the room, but I've got nothing
People crying out
Nintendo
now.
to hand. Um. Oh.
What other franchises? If
Oh,
I go,
that's well, Pikmin. They always keep teasing Pikmin everywhere.
yeah, but is it as big? I'm gonna Google Nintendo biggest franchises. Right.
Why can I not think? I can't
Because
think of.
we're on the spot. Right, these are the ones it
Um.
comes up with.
Right.
Nintendo franchises. Animal Crossing,
Mm,
I feel like they could have like mini
that
versions of the, the way they were a
yeah,
smaller version of Donkey Kong, and with Animal Crossing, you could do that with all Tom Nook and all the other characters, which I don't know, but like it's big, isn't it?
yeah. Yeah, he's quite big, and that'd be quite good for maybe younger kids as well. I know there's the older, people want to do it as well, and that could be quite fun. But
Okay, Mario Kart, that could be its
well,
own thing, couldn't
that's
it?
got to
Or
be its own. No,
is it part of Super
that's already
Mario?
part of it.
Is
Yeah,
it?
there's actually a Mario Kart thing. I haven't seen it
There you
properly,
go.
but yeah, there is a Mario Kart because the actual 3D glass, because it's a 3D, well, it's a
Yeah.
physical, but it's also a 3D ride. You got like the Mario top hat with the glasses attached to
Oh,
it,
okay.
and
Yeah, right. Okay. What would Pokemon be classed? I thought that's the Pokemon company, or would they
it
be classed as Nintendo? It is massive. It's
it
big
kind
enough
of
to
is
be
and it
part of it.
isn't. It's weird.
Yeah.
Nintendo can't own it, but it's Game Freak is
They
actually the
could have their
people who own
own
it.
world, couldn't they? They have their own like actual theme
It'd be a
park if they
petting
wanted to.
zoo. It'd be like
Yeah.
animatronics of Pikachu's going, feed the Pikachu,
It feels like if Pokemon was part of it, if Pokemon would encompass the whole of the world later on, where you have to go and find. Oh, there's a Pokemon there in Donkey Kong Land. Oh, there's what you know what I mean. You
Yeah,
found one. You
yeah.
do it like that.
Yeah.
Splatoon. It's not that. It's big, but it's not that big
It's
yet for
too. I
its
think
own
it's
world.
too new still.
New, too
Again,
new.
that could be a good. Well, you got the guns and stuff, and it could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kirby. Is it big enough?
It's been. We say that it's been around since the Game Boy
Yeah.
NES days. It's been around forever. It. Yeah. I'm just trying to think what you could do with it, though. Do you know what I
No.
mean? Like, what do you have? Just giant Kirby's coming after you, trying to eat you up. And you're like, ah. I don't know.
What I would love to see. I mean, personally, the only two I would love to see, and I don't think they do it, is Metroid and a Star Fox one.
Oh, Star Fox. Actually,
Star
that'd be.
Fox would be
Oh,
fun.
imagine that ride. Oh,
With
that'd
a
be good.
ship,
It'd be
yeah.
like Do you ever do Star Tours?
No.
It's basically
Star Fox?
it's where you sit inside of like a 3D. It's got like a big screen there, but it's a big
Yeah.
hydraulic thing that moves about like that.
Oh wow.
Like you'll sit down.
Oh wait a minute. Looks like a white van that
Yeah,
moves
yeah,
about.
that's it.
Oh yeah, I've
Yeah,
been in one of those. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Imagine one of that with Star Fox and that, and
Yeah.
then that'd be quite good. But
Yeah,
in the
well,
actual physical part of it, you know.
Yeah, all the sounds and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just get all the characters and just go into each of the ships and things, and there's like so much you could do with that. I feel like they just need to big up their other franchises with putting games out, like put F-Zero out more, and then they can have like that. I mean, it's a win-win for them, isn't it? Really.
What
It's gonna
about
be Zelda.
Tetris? And you've got to like.
where does Tetris fit in? Sorry, that's the worst pun ever.
Oh, yeah.
They got after that.
Where's my Bluetooth button? I can't find it. It's down there somewhere.
Would Tetris be classed as Nintendo?
First thing that came out on the Game Boy. Is it actually
like licensed? Isn't it?
I think they. Oh, I don't know.
I don't know if it would be now. It's weird with Tetris. I don't know who owns it. It's so murky.
I don't know. Actually, it's all over the place, isn't it? But
I just watch that movie. Actually,
do you know what? Yeah, you got to watch that. I won't go into it, but
Yeah.
it's got
I
good
need to watch
history
it
of the
for fun.
Game Boy in there as
Yeah.
well. It's not just Tetris.
Not just action.
Yeah.
Do you know what they could do? Wii Sports, like a sports thing like that.
Yeah, they could actually.
Because it was. Think about it. It was one of the. It made the Wii like one of the biggest selling things ever.
Yeah.
I mean, I know the Switch Sports did do it as well, but Wii Sports did massively.
Oh, Wii Sports was a better one. Yeah.
I mean, it's just all the games, isn't it? I mean, do you really want to go places just a bowling alley? Do you know what I mean?
Imagine you literally got a big like remote and you're doing that, and imagine it's just a tennis court, a bowling alley,
boxing ring, and it's like, yeah, great. Oh, that's how we tie it back into Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's Punch Out. Mike Tyson is in.
Oh, that's why we said it.
Well, that's what he's going to open it up. He's going to open up. There you go. He's going to fight anyone who wants to fight
punch anybody for the show.
For the show, I think it'd be great. Anyway, that was Donkey Kong Land, which we really want to go and see. I can't wait. What else we got? Right. So, the new Spectrum we talked about a while ago.
Yes.
I saw this news the other day. So, it was supposed to come out on the 22nd, which is what's the date today?
21st.
Recording this 21st. So it's out tomorrow officially. So it's actually already been leaked. Well, leaked is some retailers have put it out a bit prematurely, like Smiths for one. I've just sent it out to people. And people have been doing YouTube reviews and everything like that.
Have I missed that? What, right? I follow all this stuff on YouTube, But yet, something like that, all I do is watch retro stuff. There's been nothing like that in my feed
Oh,
today at all.
yeah. Nothing. I just saw it. I saw it on the
Gotta
news
look it
today. I
up.
thought
Yeah.
this is good for us because we've talked about it in the past. And I really
Yes.
want one, to be honest. But it's like it's sold out and everything everywhere. You can't get it yet. Maybe it'll be
Is
out over Christmas. Yeah,
is it
it's like
really?
I had it kind of like saved on Amazon, and then I realized that I was being sold out. So I really want one
Unless
because
it's
I
not
think it.
released yet, though, because they say sold
No,
out, but not actually.
maybe.
Or
Yeah,
sometimes they
I
do,
want
but
because I think it's gonna be. I think it'd be perfect for my stream, so I don't have to get my actual Spectrum out all the time. It's still like
yeah.
hardware, but it's just like so much more convenient
Oh
just to have
yeah,
it right there. And it's
yeah.
quite small, and it just looks nice. So I really want one. I know
What did it
obviously you can add
retail
other
at?
games. £99. It's not
Okay,
too bad
yeah,
for
that's
like a new
fine.
console.
That's what I was
And
kind of
when we
expecting.
looked into it, it was pretty good, like for
Yeah,
what it did,
yeah.
And there's a
Oh yeah,
lot
it
of like
was.
new
Yeah.
games on there as well.
Mm.
It did a bit of everything. So anyway, they the company behind it, I think they're called Retro Games Limited. Said, guys, we have this is a tweet they put out. Guys, we've seen some retailers have sent out the Spectrum early to people despite being asked not to.
Ooh.
Can we, Retro Games Limited, ask you not to share photos of videos, please, yet?
Yeah, radio.
Oh yeah, of course. I
um.
mean, no, all right. I'll just take my YouTube review down. That's probably getting loads of views. I haven't got one, obviously, but other people have definitely done this. Retails, I've definitely seen a couple of videos like pop up saying, "Oh, well, let's check out the new Spectrum." Retails had specific instructions to not send them out early, so as to not spoil reviews and unboxing videos for everyone. So we would be super grateful if you can refrain for a few days so we can spend a lot of time and effort to sort the pending reviews. And we want it to be the same experience for everyone, despite the retailers who we shall be having words with. Dot dot dot.
Oh
Ooh.
well, the only thing I'm a bit worried about is why they need to like review the reviews coming out. Is there something wrong
Yeah,
with it? Is there an issue?
it's
Because
weird, isn't it?
there should
I
be
think it's
quite like it. My thing would be the opposite. If it got leaked early, found out that versions of it come out already. Let me know. Let us all know what you think. I would want to
yeah.
push that
I
a
want to
little
know.
bit and
I
go
know
right.
I want to know what it's like because I suppose the issue is because you do definitely start getting a bit defensive, thinking, "Wait a minute," because if people review it and they're saying it's not very good, you're going to immediately just cancel your pre-order,
Yeah,
and maybe they're thinking that. I mean,
yeah,
that's
but
just me being a
then
bit cynical.
well, if the product's bad, then that's well. Sorry, but
Exactly. Yeah. What's better for the customer? I want it to be good.
yeah.
Anyway, someone I just
Hmm.
noted the tweet there underneath this that said, "But didn't you already send out review units to YouTubers such as someone called Eternal Lee, who had already posted unboxing videos online? I
Oh,
failed to see
really?
how fans sharing pictures of unboxing videos that YouTubers have already posted hurts anyone." And Retro Games Limited have replied saying, "No full unboxing videos don't start till Thursday." But this guy said they wear out.
But then, how would that
We
guy know? How would the
Yeah,
guy know that this
exactly.
other person's got it then?
Interesting. They go on to say we just want as many people to share the same excitement at the same time if possible. Hmm. I don't know.
Um,
I don't know if I believe that. I like
I
this.
think they're just it was it
Yeah.
it's what is it not chaos control. What do you call it? Oh no, the wording. Uh,
I think that's about right, isn't it? Chaos control.
yeah,
They
like
want
they
to kind of
just
look after, like as much as they can. They kind of look after the.
yeah.
I know what you mean.
But then I would feel like it would build up my excitement because if it's still on pre-order,
Hmm.
if you didn't get it early and you
Yeah.
saw a review of it and you think, oh, actually, I'll pre-order that. I'll
Yeah.
pre-order that now, and then it'd drive more sales at the early stage before it's
Exactly.
even out.
Yeah. I mean, if I would have ordered it and the pre-ordered it, I would love to have done a review.
Oh,
Definitely,
oh
because
yeah.
I'm
And at the end of the
excited.
day,
I want one.
you paid for it. They can't take it
Yeah.
down and say you can't do that because you've been officially sent that.
But this is a bit like what you were talking about earlier with Nintendo. Taking away the games of advance
Oh,
wars.
yeah,
A bit like that, isn't it? Because
yeah,
but when it's a physical thing, you can't do it. You've got it in your hands. You can't come around and say, "Hey, don't do it."
yeah,
But
exactly.
suppose you've got an embargo. But when the embargo is not for official people who've been allowed to
Yeah.
have them, I guess.
Well,
But
I guess
yeah,
also them people who are reviewing it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't review products, but
yeah.
some of them might have been paid for it, so they're paid
That's a good
people to
point.
review it, and they kind
Or
of
being
think, well,
given
we'd
it to
spend some
review
money
it.
on that.
Most likely they'd be given like a unit to review, and
Yeah,
they get given it. But I suppose it's like it's a friendly kind of reminder. That's why they've got like the nice emojis and stuff like that. And they say thank you. It's not saying please do not do this or like that because they can't.
yeah.
They realise they can't.
Well, no,
So it's a nice.
yeah, it's out the hands at this point
Yeah,
now.
exactly. Because it just feels weird because it's what you said. You know, if it was out there, wouldn't you want people posting pictures of it to get people excited about it? To go,
Yeah,
oh,
get
this
excitement
exists.
builds for it, you know?
Because you even say you didn't even know about this before. It's like now you're
No, I
being
didn't, no.
highlighted about it. So wouldn't there be? There's probably someone watching this now who didn't
Well,
know this was a thing.
yeah, but finding this or going on YouTube and then seeing a video, early unboxing, you go, oh, I didn't know it was coming out.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
free
Watch it.
advertising.
Oh, I like this.
And someone's paid for that.
And there's a link in the description. I'll go buy it, and
Yeah,
that's another
yeah,
one sold.
yeah.
That's why my cynical mind goes to: is it because they don't believe in the product, or they've seen an early review and it wasn't favourable, or something like that, or they've got deals with people, you know, as you said. But yeah,
I've
I
never heard of
mean,
that before. Them doing
when this
that.
podcast comes out in a couple of days, the unit will be out, so we'll know what the
Yeah, then we can
feedback's like.
update
I
it
mean,
again, can't we?
we
And
could probably
find
go on
out.
YouTube and watch the reviews because they're not going to stop people. Why would they? Because if
No,
people are excited to talk
because
about a thing you spent
they
£100
can't do
on.
takedowns, can they? Or
Mm.
could they? How does that work with?
I don't think so. I mean, although if they do, I would not. It just look bad. Like someone just spent £100 on your product and you've told them, you know what I mean? Compared to giving away for
Yeah,
free to someone. I don't know, and I just thought it was an interesting one to bring up because we covered this a while back, and
yeah. It's good to
I
update
forgot it was
previous
coming out
news articles.
so recent. I mean, it's right
That's
before
mad, isn't
Christmas as
it?
well. I
Yeah.
do want one. And the last thing, what was the thing? Oh, you've put it. You can read this last one. This one.
Yeah, so this last I've added these two because I've got a little bit to add to these. So basically, today, the 21st of November, this is North American. We got it a little bit later for some of these things, but on this day, the DS got officially released in North America.
Wow.
The first DS, the big old grey one.
Brilliant. Oh god, the big grey one. You see that? You don't even, when I think of the DS, I never think of that one. I think of the nice little slim black
the
one.
light one. Yeah, everyone does because it was such a difference in it. But I mean, I remember getting that. The thing is, it's mad. I thought it can't be 20 years because I think I knew. I went to London. We found this game shop that sells imports. Me and my friend, we both bought the DS, the American version. We bought it and took it home, and it come with. I think we had a demo of Metroid First Hunt with it, and I think that's what come bundled with it. And the demo cartridge, which is really random. And I can't remember what else we got with it now, but yeah, we got it early then on release. It was a few weeks early, I think it was, because we didn't get it till March so it came out 21st November 2004.
Wow.
And then Europe March 11th 2005. So literally almost. We could almost say a year later, really, to a point.
That doesn't happen anymore, does it? As much, I don't think.
No, everything's pretty much comes out the same day.
I don't know about
nowadays.
the Sony console and Xbox. Yeah, I don't know if the PlayStation and Xbox does the same thing, but I'm pretty sure the Switch came out like quite close. I can't remember. To be honest.
Oh, do you know what? I can't actually remember.
No, I might be wrong on that, but it feels like ridiculous to split them up nowadays. But you might still do it.
But we made a bit of a mistake when we got our DSs because we found. I think I got Yoshi Touch and Go as well. But essentially, it was region locked. It was the first handheld that's actually region locked.
Oh,
you can't play American games on a English a PAL DS. So I couldn't play I only played a couple unless you hack it and stuff. But a stock retail one, no, you can't. So that was a bit of a. So I had a couple of games for that, and then after a little while, I think I can't even remember what I did with mine. I must have sold it on eBay or something back in the day.
Yeah,
and then got a PAL one, I think. So that's
I traded it in for a cardigan in Top Man. That's how I sold my DS and bought a cardigan.
Did you really? I was bleeding to some joke.
No, this massive cardigan I've had since then. That's what I did because I needed the cardigan, the one I've had forever. Yeah.
So that's no way. I literally added that news on last minute, and you've got the cardigan.
Yeah.
That you traded your DS for.
Yeah.
So you've had that, and you've had that now 20 years. Then
I mean, I got DSs since, so I'm not that sad about it. But I really love this cardigan like a lot.
Yeah, so and you still got it. That's the main thing.
I've had it. Yeah. It's so heavy duty. I mean, you've had another one as well, another anniversary.
Yeah. So there's that one. Because I was going to quickly ask you, like, was there anything on the DS that you played that you really loved that when you got it on release?
So many.
Because we never talk about DS stuff before.
No, we should do. Do you know what? We should have like a bit of a dedicated, like, your 5 favourite DS games.
Yeah. That's a
Or
good
the only
call,
thing that's coming
actually.
to mind, because I'm on the spot, is like I love Phantom Hourglass as much as everyone
Yeah.
always hated going back to that bloody castle. And I get it,
Ah,
but I
yeah.
love that game. It properly got me back into old school like Zelda games again. I loved
Yes.
this so much. Didn't really like Spirit Tracks.
Ah.
Mario was good. God, there wasn't really that many bad games I played on it, to be
No.
honest. Like everything I played on it, I really enjoyed. Even the
But
Brain Trainer was fun.
yeah, well, and apparently the DS is the most sold console ever. The Switch is almost beating it. It's
Wow.
almost there, but it's actually the most successful console
Yeah.
that's been out. I don't know
It's
numbers, but
great.
at
It's
the
got a lot
time
of love.
of when it was
A lot of
out,
love and a lot of time for DS. I want to go back to it. I've said this in the last podcast. I want to go
Mm.
back to it. But I don't even think I've got as many games. I've sold off a lot of them, and I think they're still kind of cheapish. It's one of those ones we can go back
It's
and
all over
you
the
go
place,
back to.
yeah.
Yeah, I want to check it out again. Anyway,
There's that one,
definitely.
and then the other one that's coming out literally on the same date but different year, obviously. November 21st. In 1994, the Sega 32X got released.
Never had one. Never had one. I'd love to get them all now, but
Well,
yeah,
I never even knew much about it. I didn't understand what it
no.
was. You know, like when people didn't know what the Wii U was with the
Yeah,
after the Wii. I felt like the 32X was like that because it was so badly done. But I found out that it was North America got it first in November. We got it later in November. Japan got it in December. We got it before Japan,
jeez.
which is bizarre because apparently it was made for the American market rather
Yeah,
than the Japanese market. But yeah, in 1994 it got released. I've got one now only because I got super lucky, and on Facebook back on the groups, there was a raffle which was quite a big deal. I don't really do it that much
oh,
anymore. Yeah, where
yeah.
you'd pay for a ticket. It'd all be down to trust because someone could just run off your money. But
It's a good point. Yeah,
yeah, but you've got their full names and everything on Facebook, so
yeah.
you've got everybody's details. But that was really big. I remember I bought 2 tickets for £1.50 each. I spent £3 basically.
Yeah.
People spent. Like, you could see the big list of all the people adding, like, because you could buy. There's only like 50 tickets or so available, and you put down quick enough how many you want, and then you send the money. I did
Yeah.
just 2 because I was doing a few at the time of those. I got a bit addicted to like doing in raffles. I did, but that one I did 2 tickets, and I won.
Oh,
And I won
amazing.
So the set I actually won was a 32X, a Mega Drive 2, and a Mega CD 2 with
Wow.
Doom on the 32X and Virtual Racing. That was the bundle that was on the
That's
raffle.
a
I've never
really
won
good.
anything that good. It was
That's a
such a
really
good,
good bundle. Yeah. I mean, I'd never
really
do it
good.
again after that because you'll probably never win again.
Yeah, I did try after that, and I didn't
Oh,
win
did you?
anything afterwards.
Yeah,
Never.
that's it. I
But the
wonder how
thing
many
was,
people
though,
like actually go in those because there's going to be more chance of winning that than the lottery. Obviously, less
oh yeah,
people.
because it was only like so many tickets available. It wasn't
Yeah.
hundreds of people. It weren't like, when someone had put a competition out on a
Oh.
YouTube video and go, oh, many entries. Make sure
Yeah.
you join me on Twitter. Do this, do that. No, this
Yeah.
wasn't. There was maximum of about like maybe 60 tickets you could buy at a certain price
Mm.
range, and then once them 60 tickets are gone. That's it, and
Oh,
they
that's a better
close
way of
it.
doing it.
And
That's a
it
better
won't.
way of doing
Yeah,
it, isn't it?
it
You
is
just get
really
some
because
money back for it.
it only narrows down the people who are part of the group. So you really only put it to people that are in it. It's not public.
Mm.
It's only for
Yeah.
that group if you're in it. So that was quite nice. So I won that. The only problem is, 32X games are very expensive, and I've not really bought any new
Yeah.
ones since because it's too expensive.
You can ever drive for them. I guess you can just get Mega
Yeah, the
Drive
Mega
or whatever.
EverDrive works with it, so I technically, I can.
You can
But
do it that
buying
way.
the games, it's yeah.
Right,
So
we're running
yeah,
over a little bit, but we'll go over to some questions just to
yes,
spin it up because it's been a while, hasn't it? All right, so I'm going to
let's
start
do it.
with how many mince pies is too many from Happy Inadequate Coda?
I
Right,
like you went to one first. I like you did that one
because
first.
I want you, before we answer this question, to make your decision of whether or not you're going to have the mince pie and have your mince pie ready to swap over.
Well, earlier on, I did do that for a minute or two, then
Oh,
put
did
it
you
back.
really? When we were
Yeah,
chatting?
yeah, just
I
in
didn't
case, just in
notice.
case, see if
I was
anyone
in my own
noticed.
world. Oh, that's a great idea. Let's mess with people's heads. No. So, are you going to have a bite of mince pie while we're talking about this?
I think this, this should be a good place to do it. Really, I actually honestly was going to do it as a complete joke
I thought
and
you
go
were.
out to eat and go. Actually, I'm not gonna, and then you're going to go, oh, but then
You double,
your
I
face
thought you
will
were
see
double
it.
bluffing me. Hey, I thought you were double bluffing me, thinking, oh, he's actually gonna have it, and then he was, wait a minute, you are gonna put it away.
Yeah, and then
I'm not
she
sure.
went, "What? You ain't?" I was like, "Oh,
I think it's the
hell,
perfect
I'm gonna
time.
look after
Go
it
on.
now." I have a bite, not the whole thing. Just right. This is my first one, right?
First
Because
mince pie. Mince pie
just make
one.
sure you release this on the 1st of December. Then it's all right.
Yeah, of course.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Okay. I'm gonna right.
You want
Fine.
to go?
You win.
Should we do 3, 2, 1?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll go 3, 2, 1. Eat. Oh, how good does that taste? Oh, look at that classic mince
Oh, there's a
pie
lot in there as well.
cross section there. Loving that. It's beautiful. Oh, it's white tape filled. That.
You know when
Oh,
you get.
I don't think I've got a co-op near me. Need to go and get one.
They're luxury ones.
Yeah, luxury ones.
Have you ever had ones where you've got mince meat at the bottom and there's this massive gap at the top?
Yeah.
It's minimum gappage.
My favourite ones so far, it's minimum gappage there.
Yeah.
The M&S ones, even though they're my favourite, do have a bit of a gap. And I
Oh.
don't know if it reminds me in a way where, you know, when you get those windows where you're double glazed and you've got an air in between, it's kind of like that. They've got like an air between the pastry and the meat. And I don't, is it for that? Is it like a double glazed version of a mince pie? I'm not sure what they're going with. But
You
how
can't
was your
taste
first
the
mince
brandy
pie?
though. Oh, it's okay. The reason why I only have them 1st of December because I could do something like eat. I don't know, 88 by now, and I'd feel really bad because I've had so many. Because the problem is they're so cheap to buy. Even there is expensive ones, but you can get them for a really good price. And I could just leave them with a cup of tea.
Do you know what? They've hardly gone up in price. I was watching loads of old Christmas adverts from the 80s and early 90s the other day, and mince pies were featured, and they were like £1 a pack. And now you can get them for still 120, so they've only got 20p. That's not too much for that many years. Everything else has gone way up with inflation. Mince pies,
they haven't got. Well, obviously, I've had many years, and I don't ever feel like they've got like smaller or cheaper in that way. Yeah. I know different variations of them, but
yeah, you can have like some ones that are better than the others, but at the end of the day, it's a mince pie, and you're gonna enjoy it. You know.
I'll leave that bitten one there so you can see how to get a good chunk out of it.
There you go. I mean, you're gonna gobble that up when we finish. Your first mince pie.
I'll have a cup of tea.
Are you streaming after this podcast today?
Yeah.
Are you gonna tell people?
No, because it ruined the magic of the podcast, wouldn't it? It's like an exclusive.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea. So, like, if anyone asks later on, you still say, you still stick to it. No mince pies till December.
Yeah, and we know if anyone's watched it because they say, you liar.
Or if anyone comes in and goes, you'll know they haven't watched the podcast.
Yeah.
You watched the podcast,
call them out.
Unbelievable. Can't believe it. So the question from Happy was, how many mince pies is too many? Now, I am at 81 mince pies.
Oh, 81. I was trying to say 81. I couldn't remember if it was...
Yeah. 81 mince pies.
So how many is that a day then?
1 or 2 a day I've had. I have not done a 3 a day, I don't think. But I think at the end of September it was when I think like food poisoning or something happened then. I had a iffy stomach and that.
Yeah.
And then Mince came over and got me some mince pies that made me feel better. I did.
Maybe you had too many mince pies. She's trying to take them out. Lindsay's trying to pry them out your hand. No, I need my mince pies. You're not well.
I think they were selling them in August. That's what I started seeing.
Yeah, I see them in Tesco's well early. You have like a shelf full of them.
And you think, it's welly, no one's going to buy them. And the next day go in and half of them are gone. That's like, people, we bloody love them in the UK. We bloody love them. But I think it was like, if I was looking on the, how many was it? I didn't end the Discord. How many mince pies?
Pies. I only had mince pies like the last few years. I've never eaten before. I really didn't go.
You never had them as a kid?
Oh, no. I think because they did look like chocolate and didn't look a big dessert thing. I didn't have like no.
Yeah, if you're thinking it's chocolate and you go in thinking it's chocolate, you're not gonna have a good time.
Yeah. I'm thinking, look at the inside. Is it gonna be like chocolate or something in there, or like syrup or something? I'm like,
it's definitely one of those foods that people have an issue with. Like, you either love it or you hate it.
Yeah,
I don't think there's any in the middle ground for it.
Yeah, I don't ever think you'd be like, it's all right.
Okay. Right, so how many mince pies should you eat on the 12 days before Christmas, of Christmas? Back in the day, it was look forward, whatever, blah, 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 blah. According to Good Housekeeping, nearly 800 million mince pies are eaten in the UK each year.
And that's weird. It's only in your part of the country. That's weird.
There we go. And you know what's going on. So when you're asking about what's too many, I think 80, like me, 81 so far. I'm going to eat more over Christmas. but I'm probably going to get around to about 120. I think 40 more will probably do
I think
me.
the only time it's too many is if it's on Christmas Day and you've been stuffing down quality streets.
Oh yeah, all that stuff.
After 8 mince or whatever, and all that, and then you have a mince pie afterwards, and you have too many like.
After mince pie, yeah. I think after Christmas though, I was saying this today on the stream. I'm done with mince pies after Christmas.
Yeah,
I feel like it's a Christmas festive thing for me.
Yeah,
like I really love it. Yeah, I think I ate. God, that many 100. But how many do you reckon you'll get through? Now you've started it.
Now, well, I've got this is a pack of 6.
Yeah. Do you reckon you'll eat more than 6 by the time we have the next podcast? And
2 weeks time.
So I'm at 81 right now, and you're at 1.
Bit to catch up now. Yeah, it's when we speak next. I go, and you'll go. I've done 105, and I've gone.
I imagine if it turned around though, where you've had 112 or something.
Yeah.
What? How did that happen? I don't know, Steve.
Could you take out your mouth while you're talking on the mic? It's really rude. The whole podcast, all you do is eating mince pies, and then start going. Danny, we're out mince pies. You got any mince pies left? What do you mean they're sold out? No.
Start scratching.
Yeah, just go. Yeah.
Tins fall out of your pocket, little tin bits at the bottom of mince pies because you got none left. Oh.
Yeah, and you go into bin and get in the packaging out. Is there any crumbs left?
Flipping it. All right, let's go with another questions before we end up. So, okay. Are we enough? Ollie Frog asks. Thought on Marmite.
Oh,
it's very similar to this, isn't it? I don't really think I've had enough of it. It's in Twiglets, isn't it?
Is it?
I think.
I didn't actually. I've never had Twiglets.
Oh, I think I like Twiglets. I mean, you know what? Let me just confirm that Twiglets. Go on.
Oh, because I remember him asking this actually. I did try it. Like normally, if I don't like the look of something, I'm one of them people. I'd go, oh, no, I don't like it without even trying it.
Oh yeah, you don't like the look of it. It's like they're like knickknacks.
I'm different now. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So yeah, all plants. This is a vegan website says these knobbly twig-like wheat snacks have stood the test of time over the past century. Whilst they do have a distinctly Marmite taste, the crisps haven't gone near a jar of stuff, so they're not Marmite. They are, however, coated in yeast extract, which explains the flavour. Oh, interesting.
Oh, because that's what. Is that what Vegemite? Is Vegemite the same thing?
I don't know. I never had it.
Maybe an Australian version of it.
I wouldn't be put off more. I'd try it, but I don't know what I'd have it on.
Toast. You've been over it on toast and stuff.
On toast. I'd try it.
My dad loves it, but then Danny loves it as well. But I don't like the smell of it. The smell's horrible.
You wouldn't have a go then. Yeah. Okay, let's get to a quick gaming question and a quick streaming question. Here's one from Rain Cloud. What is the most therapeutic game or games for you? You got a couple of games you can mention?
Oh,
pretty good question, to be honest.
It's different ways of doing it. You got games that are just relaxing. Like example, like you're playing Ori. The music, like playing that game with headphones on, no distractions.
It's good, but it's not relaxing.
It's not relaxing. It gets quite intense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Relaxing. Or maybe relaxing ones is ones that you know really well. Like it sounds stupid, but for me,
the ones you can just glitch through, like Mario World or something.
Yeah, like Streets of Rage 2 for me. Playing that on normal mode, just doing a playthrough of it, even though there's a lot going on, it's kind of relaxing and for a bit because it's familiar. You know what you're doing with it. You expect what this boss is going to do, but I can't think of not anything.
So I immediately go to the likes of Journey because I've been playing it and I thought that was beautiful. I mean, there's things to do in it, but it's not like taxing.
It's kind of you just walk and like you slide around a lot, and there isn't like you can't die in it or anything like that.
Yeah, really. But there's another game I really loved, and it's called Flower. On PlayStation 3.
Is it where you're the floating?
Yeah. It was just basically the wind carrying leaves. And it's beautiful.
Didn't you use a controller motion for that?
Yeah, you did. But it was simple. It was hardly anything to it. But it was really nice. And it was just like I remember because the music was beautiful in it. I remember sitting there just like on the couch late at night, just doing that. You know, you didn't have to read. Wasn't that was really nice? But there's probably loads of other things I'm missing out there.
I guess an obvious one is stuff like Animal Crossing because the reason why I say Animal Crossing for me. When it came out in the 3DS, in the mornings before I started work, I used to always go to a Nero's because it was right near my work, and I would always get so early because I needed to get a parking spot. and I didn't want to go. I couldn't get in the office early, so I used to just pop to the Nero's. I was always like the first few in, so there was always a big sofa there. So I always used to get.
Oh,
I used to get the same thing every time. I
that's
used to get a
lovely.
cup of tea, and I used to have the 3DS with me, and I'd be playing Animal Crossing New Leaf, and every day I was doing my daily routine stuff while having a
Yeah,
drink before work. And because I was a bit anxious before work, it really calmed me down because I thought, right,
yeah,
I'm right near my work. I'm not got a rush to get there because literally it's a 5 minute walk. I'm not thinking about the day ahead. And I kind of feel like I'm gradually getting myself into it. And I was in that bit, and I got into a routine every morning. They knew my order in there. I used to sit down in the same spot and then, the odd time I'd walk in, I go, there'd be someone in my spot. And I'm like,
oh, why?
I
Oh,
almost felt like I wanted to say, that's my spot.
I've got coffee shops like that now where someone's in my spot, and I hate it so much. Oh, it's so annoying, and I'm like, I have to wait. I wait around a little bit to see if they
Just
go.
stand at the table, go,
A little bit. I'm a little bit like that, yeah, because I like where the light is because I read a
yeah,
lot, and then I'm like, I don't need
it's
to be
your spot.
I get you get thrown off, don't you? Like what?
Yeah,
What
what
do we
do I
do?
do with my life now?
What do
Where
we
does my
do?
life go?
I'll go around and walk in a circle for a bit, you know.
Yeah. Well,
Well, that's good.
that happens to us, me and Danielle, when we go to like Starbucks. We sit in this certain corner every single Saturday.
Yeah,
We went the other morning. There was someone on their laptop. We both looked over there. She must have thought, what's the matter with them two? We walked in as we're talking. I thought, right, I'll go and get the seat. You get the drinks, and we have a little routine. And we turned around. We both looked, and there was someone sitting in our seat. We're like,
oh, you should get
what
like a
are we doing?
membership for a chair or something on a seat.
Yeah,
You know?
I might build a little card. You know, when you get like restaurants, you get that like reserved sitting on
Yeah.
the
Oh, it's
table.
reserved. Yeah,
Get one of
go in
them in
there
there.
and put it there.
Yeah, there
Without
you
me
go.
knowing.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I guess Animal Crossing is what made me think of it. Yeah,
We've got an Xmas question from Gaz, but I'm going to leave that. I'm going to want to get some Xmas questions
keep
for the
them
next
for
special.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we've got a streaming question, which from Rain, which we'll end on, which is, what was the hardest struggle to get where you are now in streaming, and what allowed you to keep going at it even during the moments where you just wanted to give up?
Okay.
Now we got about 5 or 10 minutes to talk about
Oh,
this one.
I'll
It's a
be
good
really
one.
quick. I know straight away when I first started streaming, I started playing a game, and there was literally no one else on the stream, and I wasn't having a very good time in the game. Like I wasn't doing very well on it. I was getting all annoyed about it, and then I'm looking down because I had numbers on the screen back then. Before I sort of learnt more. I look down and go look, and I'll be playing. I'm like, I'm doing really bad, and no one's watching anyway, so it doesn't matter. And I'll be completely negative for the rest of that stream. And then I end up like deleting the video afterwards, going,
Wow.
and I'll be really negative about it. And then like I think something clicked once I went on a game that I enjoyed. Like Metal Gear Solid 2 was my first proper full game I played on stream. When I started playing that, I got one person coming to the chat, and they said, "Oh, did you know that if you jump on that box, go on a conveyor belt, you can actually unlock this other box?" It was just someone completely new. Just said it in the chat. Not hello. They just said, "I went, oh, I'll try that." And I tried it and it worked. And I was like, and I went, oh, and I went, oh, cheers for that. And I went, smiley face. And then,
Oh, that's amazing.
and do you know, that one little interaction kind of gave me that little bit of like, oh, it feels like it's not worth it. It's hard to say, but it kind of made me to give that little bit of a boost. I was like, oh, thanks for that. And they gave me a little smiley face. And I probably never heard from them ever again. But that one little thing, that one little interaction made it.
That's why you do it, though, isn't it? It's like you
Yeah,
want the interaction. Otherwise, you just put a video up on YouTube, like you live,
that's what it felt like it was going to be.
and
Otherwise,
I think the answer for this, well, for most people, is like when you first start and like no one's turning up, you feel like you're rubbish. You feel like, oh,
yeah,
why would anyone want to see me? You have all these like doubts and all because we're human beings. We do
yeah.
that. Anything that's bad, we blame ourselves for. You know what I mean?
And if you like
But
speed run a game or something, and if
yeah,
you're dying a lot, like, oh, I'm dying a lot. And we still now,
yeah,
even today,
yeah.
I still get embarrassed when I'm doing bad. I even heard you today at one point going, why am I so crap at this game? And like, but you haven't. You've been getting really good at it. But that one bit negative kicks in a little bit. Where you just
Exactly.
feel like
Little
everyone's
voice.
going, oh, you're crap at
Yeah.
games. No one said it
Eh,
because the biggest thing I found, which I love when I watch other streamers, it's the struggle.
it's a journey,
I
isn't it?
love
Yeah.
the struggle because
Mm.
you're with them. So when you beat something, even when I've been able to watch, I've literally, for you and other people, when they've been doing it for hours, can't do it, and they do it, and I'm like, yes, like I feel like
It
I've done
is.
it.
Yeah. Especially when you're on last boss of a game or something like Castlevania
Yeah.
3. I felt like that the other day, but I've been like that on so many other streams where someone's on a last boss and you just want to see it done, you know?
Yeah. And if they
I
did it
remember
really
the
easily, you'd be like, yeah, that's good, nice one. But when
yeah,
it's your that's kind of kept me going. And in the community, and the biggest thing, just quickly as well, because I want to get your one in as well,
That's the same.
is that it's when you see a regular come in and say morning plunger, or someone saying hello to you that you know straight away.
Yeah,
that is such a lovely thing. First thing you see a message from familiar people that come into the chat. I think
yeah.
that's a big.
It's
That's a
amazing.
big thing.
Like, to be part of a community, that's the thing that drives you. Like the
Yeah.
people who keep turning up. Like the people, like the most worrying thing when you first start is like, and even now is that, are people going to turn up when you go
Yeah.
live?
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you might be sitting there and it's like, oh, quiet, there's no one there, and you're like, oh god, and it's that worry. But when people do turn up, it turns it upside. It's amazing. It's an amazing feel. But you've kind of got to go through that at the start. I mean, it's definitely an issue at the start, isn't it?
It's like the part way of passage for it all, isn't it? Like
Yeah,
if you jumped into it and expect there to be like even minimum of 10 people, like, you know, that's 10 people. If you go, as soon as I start, there should be loads of people in. You could be playing for an hour before you might even get one person come into the
yeah.
stream.
I've
And
totally
even
done
then, they
that
might
when I
come
first
in and
started.
go, I love this game, and they leave.
Yeah. I remember when I first started, I did a music stream, and one of them, nobody came in. And I did like a whole hour of just me sitting there.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, bye. There
It's
was
so
no one there.
awkward because they say to you, oh, just keep talking, even if no one's there.
Pretend someone's there. And I was like, well,
Yeah.
there literally isn't anyone there. So what are you gonna do? We just did it, and then. Well, I think for sorry about this. I think for most people, for a lot of people, they give up after that. They'll stop.
Yeah. It's because the problem is
They will
when
go
you
back.
see other people like yourself or even me, weird at times, they go like, you know, they start streaming expected to be all
Yeah,
the
they do.
chat and all the
I think
people you know,
people
but
do say
it
that.
all takes
Yeah.
time to build up, and it's like if you know upload a YouTube video, you know, you see people get millions of views, doesn't mean you're
No,
gonna get that on first of
never.
all, because you're not the only one, and then it's a big, you got to build up to that, and I think also you learn from your early mistakes. As said, like I know we've mentioned it a million times, but having your number of viewers on your stream,
There is.
and keep checking back all the time to see what's going on, and having anything in the background to see if someone's
Yeah.
joined or left.
Yeah, exactly. Keeping on top of the chat,
Yeah,
if any. You know, that's definitely a thing. Like you learn. That's the reason I wanted to do it originally. I wanted to kind of have an interaction with people because I come up
yeah,
from YouTube where I was doing a live thing, but it was only once a week and there was only a few people. And then when I went to Twitch, I was like, oh, there's no one. But then I didn't really know what I was doing, and I've had to learn how to do it. And it's like there was so many moments, and you probably
yeah,
there as well. Say at the start where you could have just went, "Oh, I'm no good at this. I'm going to stop doing it and do something else."
yeah.
But I think that's the hardest thing is
And I
to
don't
keep
blame,
convince yourself to keep coming back and
yeah,
having another go.
yeah, because I don't blame anybody who starts it up, tries it, no one comes about or whatever, and they work really hard. They could stream for like 12 hours and you could get only a few people
Yeah,
pop in or no one, you know. But I mean, if you want to keep on going with it, I think that thing that kind of keeps me going to a point, obviously, if like it goes quiet or whatever, my main drive as well is to focus and try and complete a game, because it's the one time I fully focus on games off stream. And then I think, well, even if like I don't see many people about or whatever, at least I got through the game. That's kind of like that backup part of it.
exactly. And that's one of the
Really.
reasons you're doing it, because you want to get, because streaming does
Yeah,
make you play your games.
it
Like
does.
there's so many
I
games
wouldn't
I
have
would have
completed
played through.
what I've completed
Yeah, totally.
off stream. I would have played a bit, gone, oh, what's that over there? And then played something there and then come back to it.
Yeah.
It keeps you
But I feel
organised
like
with
to
gaming.
circle back to the what was the hardest thing, and I think the hardest thing for a lot of us is comparison. And it's the hard because we're human beings.
It's
We
terrible
see
for it.
ourselves and we see
Yeah.
other people and go, "How come I'm not like that person?" But I
Yeah.
think we've all got to remember that whether you've got like 5 viewers or 100 viewers,
Yeah.
that's exactly this. That's the same. That's like that. We're very small compared to the massive streamers who've got like
Oh,
thousands and
yeah.
thousands, 15,000s on. You know,
There's a YouTuber who goes live every day. He does reaction to videos. It's called Asmin Gold. You might have seen him on YouTube
oh
every
yeah,
now and again. And he has a minimum of like 50k viewers
there you
a
go.
stream.
So when you compare that, it's like it doesn't matter, does it? We're all the same.
Yeah. Yeah. But then I've
Getting to
had
that point.
the best streams when I'm thinking, because I don't see my number, I have a load of chat and God, I bet that was a really busy stream, that, and it was half of the people of
Yeah.
another stream where it'd be
Oh, definitely.
quieter. So, you know.
And you got it. Like I remember, I did a thing on TikTok last year where I had a really good stream. I don't even remember like any numbers, but I just remember coming off and thinking that was lovely. Everyone was amazing,
Mm,
and I just did a video saying I'm just putting this video out there to remind myself like that was a really good stream, and we don't tell
yeah.
ourselves that too often, that we just go off and
Yeah.
do other things, or we concentrate on the negative aspects. Oh, why did they say that? Why didn't that? Why
Yeah.
don't we concentrate on the positive things, the elements that happened in that stream? And they happen all the time, but for some
They do.
reason, because a human being, idiot monkey brains we've got, we always concentrate on those stupid things that we've said, or negative things, or someone said something a bit weird to us and we reflect on it weirdly.
Yeah. Or even bits like where you spent ages on the boss battle and you didn't complete and you thought you were going to do it. You thought you would do it on the stream. You think, yes, I've got this.
Yeah,
And you don't. And
to
then
be
when
fair,
you're
yeah, I
coming
think
off and
definitely
you're
had that.
saying, sorry, guys, we're going to have to pick this up next week or tomorrow. But then no one's going, oh,
No,
damn it, why haven't you not
that's
done
it.
it? They're
That's
like,
it.
okay, but we're the ones that are going, oh, you idiot, you should have done
Yeah,
that.
exactly. And it's all all you've done is like you've put muscle memory in the bank. That's all you've done
Yeah.
for next
Yeah.
time. Right. Anyway, let's
Mm.
end that there because we're getting this 5-minute counter now.
Oh,
We've went well
yeah.
over,
Yeah.
but it's a bit of a bumper one. Thank you so much, everyone, for all of those comments. We've got a bunch more, but please do send us more in the comments down below on this YouTube video. But if you are listening on Spotify, you can answer them there, and Plunger will look at them.
Yep, I'll check
So
them.
it's a joke now. I never do.
I haven't
But
actually checked it. Well,
yeah,
I'll check it
we
after
check
the
that.
video.
But I'll leave it on the YouTube ones, and we'll definitely add us for the next one,
Yeah,
especially Christmas ones.
Yeah, and they won't expire because if we miss any, we'll move them on to the following
That's
week
what we
because they're
do.
kind of
That's what we
quite
do.
universal.
Exactly. So until next time, which is in a couple of weeks' time, hopefully nothing will happen. One of us dies or whatever in between. That could happen.
The heart's all right. It's good.
Oh yeah, it's all right. And see, we'll let you know what our mince pie count is at the moment because mine's 81 and Plunger's is 1. Let's see what happens next time. So there you go. It's going to eat the rest of it now.
Yeah,
Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.